All right, riders, we're going to gather you up for a quick meeting on the infield, please. All athletes gather on the infield for a brief meeting. Rider meeting on the infield. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Velodrome. It's Friday Night Racing starting here in just a moment. We're going to be bringing up our first groups onto the track. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Our first group up will be the Open 3-4 women for the JB Tempo, now coming up to the rail. As a reminder, once racing gets underway, do make sure that your arms, legs, and all parts of your body stay outside of the racing area, nowhere underneath that rail. Look out for the kids, any loose clothing items that may be a danger to our riders. So please do double check that. Our first group now coming up, getting set, the Open Cat 3 and 4 women for the JB Tempo. On deck will be the Cat 1-2 men, getting set to start here shortly. We'll talk about the racing while they're out in the neutral laps. You know the rules. We'll talk a little about tonight's guests that are with us, and we get ready for this first race tonight here at the Velodrome. About ready to start. Today we partnered up with the Breakfast Racing team and tried to really promote extra hard for the open women categories here today. And if you know anything about the Breakfast Racing team, that is partly because they've got a lot of riders in a very inclusive team that have been surging in the last year or two. It's been really great to see them come out here in great numbers. And today we're really happy to have two groups in our open women competition. First up, the Cat 3-4 is getting started here at the Velodrome with the JB Tempo. They're currently in the neutral. The racing will get started shortly. They're going to come out of turn 4 if they're all together. You'll hear the whistle letting you know the racing has really started. Now, the name Tempo sort of gives a hint to the idea. The racing's going to happen at the front, and it's going to happen every lap. You really got to be able to put in consistent effort, pick your laps, and go onto the front of the field to earn points. So this is going to be sort of a points race at the front every single lap around. We'll get them started here in just a moment. And the sound of the whistle, racing's underway. Our very first group out here. Don't be afraid. Put your hands together, make a little noise. Let's get excited. Racing's underway here at the Velodrome. And our first athlete's kicking it off just now. So the JB Tempo is a very straight ahead tempo race. We call it the JB Tempo because there's been some changes in the format, but we like the old way, so we kind of kept it in the race book. It's 2 and 1 on the front of the lap every single time around. So your first rider gets 2, the second rider gets 1, all the way down to the end of the race. So we're just going to see who the front 2 are in this first lap to see who our early leaders are. Looks like one of the junior riders, Ruth Tomko, grabs the first 2. Right next door is number 88, Catherine Wade Easley. I know teammate Heather Nielsen's already checked in on the YouTube, said, I wish I could be there racing, but off and away, not here this weekend. If you're out on YouTube, thanks for tuning in and enjoying the action from afar. We're glad to bring it to you here once again. We're down one of our members for the production crew, so you're going to get a lot of views up here from the deck today. It's going to be like old times as we just got the main cam working from the deck, but we are so glad to be able to bring that service to you wherever you're at. Thanks for tuning in. 6 to go, and a new rider coming to the front, this time for our featured team. The Breakfast Racing team coming to the front. That's number 218, Henrietta Watts. That's 3 riders now with 2 points apiece. It's Rue, Catherine Wade Easley, and Henrietta in the lead. Diebler coming to the front now for Liquid Velo, number 205, first across. And Wade Easley, man, misconsistency here tonight. The rider in blue, number 88, just keeps picking up 1 point every time around. I unofficially have her in the lead with 3 points. 3 other riders with 2 is Rue, Christine, and Henrietta, the 3 riders tied for second. Your rider in blue, number 88, in the lead, just picking up 1 point every single lap. Talk about racing a tempo. Nice consistent ride here for the rider from Center Cycles. On deck, the Cat 1-2 men are in the warm-up circle, getting set to go for their JB Tempo. Here comes another lap for the rider in blue, now coming to the front to pick up a nice strong lead, moving up to 5. Diebler will get 1. That moves up into second place with 3. Uh-oh, we got some Breakfast Racing team in there as well. And they've given me quite the stack of puns here. I got to find ways to bring them in, so we'll see how this one plays out, if Breakfast could get into the points or not on this lap. But it looks like it's going to be our rider in the lead once again, getting 2. Wade Easley for 2 points, and Diebler once again for 1. Starting to really roll away with this race. I think she's making the competition toast at this point. See what I'm talking about? They're going to be subtle. You got to pay attention. But I'm thinking now Breakfast may have found the caffeine kick. A little bit extra coffee here on the second wheel spot. Might be able to get on the points. Needs to light things up. Ooh, this group's starting to hash things out at the front. Come on now. 2 to go, 2 to go. Wade Easley trying to find more. Ooh, Rue comes back in with a vengeance. I hear Rue for 2. Your group of 4 off the front is the front of this race, and you've got your race leader in there, Wade Easley, with I have 8 points right now. Rue's pushing back into this competition, trying to make room for themselves at 4 points right now in a tie with Diebler at 1 to go. Here comes your junior on the front, one of the kids leading this group out. They've got the bell and 2 more points. Rue for 2 and Wade Easley for 1 more. One more time around the track for the Cat 3-4 Open Women's Field here tonight in this first race. We'll see them for more later, but it looks like Wade Easley starting to make a nice acceleration here. I think she's already done the work to really stack up the points nice and high. Don't know if you can beat this one, as she's already laid it nice and thick on this field. Let's see what our last lap has in store here. Rue doing a great job from the front. We'll find the last 2, it looks like. Oh, wow, a nice run at it there. As Caitlin Pellerbrecht was trying to come in for some points, I think is able to get 1. Fantastic for our first group here. They're going to be making their way off. This again, our Cat 3-4 in our open women's field. Not something you see on a normal Friday night. We're happy to have 2 groups competing this evening. Kind of a featured night for us for many reasons. We'll talk a little bit more about what else we've got going on today and we're talking about just in a moment. Looks like we're almost clear. Every athlete's around. Let's bring out the Cat 1-2s to the rail, please. Cat 1-2 men to the rail for the JB Tempo. I know Austin's been sitting over the table there hanging out for the breakfast racing team. Ready to say hello to folks if you want to come over and ask questions about the team. Fun fact, it sounds like race director Amar was the first person to call a member of the team a pancake, and apparently that still sticks. That's what they call themselves, the Pancakes. That's a good time. You can see that on their jersey as well. Come check them out. Again, it's a growing team here in Seattle. Got a lot of riders here today with them. Glad to have them partnering up for this evening. We're going to bring now the Cat 1-2 men out for their JB Tempo. They are ready to start. All right, as we go into the neutral, you have to pick your favorite. Who's going to bring home the bacon? Which one of our riders has the good overall endurance, good top speed, and the smarts for the JB Tempo? This time a 15-lap race, so it's a few more laps to sort things out. Last race didn't get too, it wasn't really in question who was going to win it. Wade Easley just picking up so much consistent points there. But we'll see if this one gets a little bit tighter on the points. Riders start out of turn 4, and the format stays the same. 2 and 1 at the front every single time around the Velodrome. And the whistle signaling the beginning of racing. Here we go. Our next group up, the Cat 1-2 men. 15 laps to go. Ooh, Scott Grensel wants to put in a nice early dig here on the bike. Chris Wilson makes it look over easy. It comes around the right-hand side. Good acceleration to the front. Now our rider in green will take the first 2. Wilson and Grensel will go 2 and 1. Good acceleration here from the catching riders, being led by your rider of the year, John Bowie. He'll pick up 2 this time with Baker right on his wheel. 2 different riders coming into it. This, I think, is going to be a pretty interesting competition here tonight. We've got some speedsters in this field, and again, these riders are very comfortable with each other. They've been competing all season long. If different riders keep coming to the front, we could end up with quite the sticky situation with the points being close all the way across the field. Here comes Christian Miller now for his first points, as well as Sandoval coming across the line second. Your rider for 10-Speed Hero gets 2. Rider 101 gets 1 point. 3 riders with 2. It's Miller, Bowie, and Wilson, all tied for first, and now tied for fourth is Baker, Sandoval, and Grensel, all with 1. But those standings aren't going to hold for long, as we'll see what happens soon. Nice little effort here from these 2, as Sandoval and Miller dangling off the front of the field, letting him have a little bit of room here. Miller thinking about letting Sandoval pick these two up and maybe trying to ride together. Looks like he will sit on the wheel, so a little bit of a cooperative move here by number 123. No contest. Instead, let's work together and see if we can at least get one more out of this. In the tempo, 1 or 2 points can make a huge difference, especially in some of those lower upper placings, 4th, 5th, 6th place. It can really set a huge tone shift in the race. So this is good value here for both of these riders. It looks like Miller will be able to pick up the two this time as they're going to take their turns leading around the track. Strong pulls here between Miller and Sandoval. 2 more for the rider from 10 Speed Hero, your leader right now, with 5. And right behind him, Sandoval now has 4 points. Those are your leaders. Sandoval right now in second, officially the rider in blue who comes to the front. And here's a rider that's a little tired of seeing this thing out in front. It's going to be Matty Hers in the white helmet for Coefficient of Speed. And that's some fresh squeeze speed if I've ever seen it right there. Flying all the way up, no problems asked. Good acceleration for Matty Hers. He'll take the front quickly. Hers on a good turn here for 2. Miller for 1 more, holds on to the lead with 6 points now. Hers with his recently collected 2 points moves up on the standings, but still not in your top 3 position just yet. Should be Miller and Hers now working together off the front. Miller just sort of in a class of his own right now in terms of endurance. He's just in a great solo effort overall. He's got a new partner. He says, I need to come up and keep getting points. Good ride here for Miller at 8 to go. Gets 2 more. He's got 8 now. Hers has 3. That moves him into 3rd on his own. So you've got 3rd and 1st place rolling away from the field. A couple riders with points back in this group, not trying to make things go too fast yet. I think if they keep letting Miller right out in front of here, at some point it's going to be wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, let's go. You got to catch this leader at some point or you're going to be able to get the race back. Hers, Miller come across the line. That'll give Hers the bump up to 2nd overall with 5. Miller, number 1, 2, 3, the rider in white. Now your leader with 9 points. Nice attack here coming from the field. Finally, we see the effort to bridge, and this will bring up what looks to be first 1, make it 2, 3, even 4 riders if they can get up there quick enough. Whoa, here comes Bowie now, and the junior making his way up as Gallagher getting his first point. That gets a nice reaction from the crowd. Bowie with good acceleration makes it all the way up there for his first points in several laps. He gets 4 now in total. Gallagher with his first point. The junior rider demonstrated last week that he is no slouch in the endurance. So now he's going to try to close out this race, I think, in the front, just like he's got a good partner here with Bowie. These two are going to be set up to make some big damage here on the group. 5 to go. That's a 16-year-old off the front there, folks. One of our local competitors for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Picks up 2 that time, while Bowie will sit behind for the 1. He knows he's got a strong partner in this junior. He may be young, and Bowie may have the very strong share of the Rider of the Year points, but he knows speed when he sees it. These two are going to partner up, and again, they're just going to ride away. They can take in turns. You saw Miller and Sandoval do it. Now it's time for Bowie and Gallagher, a brand new team. 4 to go. Smart move here for both of these riders. Well timed. I think it's still early enough that the lead can change, as we have Miller with 9, last I counted. Bowie now in second with 7. Gallagher in a tie for third with 4 points, but he will soon be at least in third on his own, if not better, in no time at all. The rider that was previously in the lead is right in the middle of the main field, so he's back a ways. Here comes at 3 to go. Gallagher for 2 and Bowie for 1. They look like they're accelerating. These athletes are. Bowie's just now 1 point off the leader by my unofficial counts. Gallagher sitting at 6 puts him 2 points ahead for third overall. So again, your leader Miller, number 1, 2, 3, back in the field. I think he's watching the race get away from him now. He may end up in second overall at this rate. We're going to be coming into 2 to go now, especially if Bowie wants to collect all the points at this point. We'll see how this plays out. Bowie, happy to get 2 more. We'll grab the lead now unofficially with 10. Gallagher sitting in third with 7. That puts Miller now back down into second just by a single point. He's underneath the leader with 9, the leader now with 10. The field just not really finding the gumption yet to go chase this down. And it is 1 to go. The junior comes across the line. He goes through a tie for second with the getting up to 9. Bowie alone in the lead with 11. Miller now in a tie for second with the junior. But no matter where these two end up, I think as long as the field doesn't catch, it'll be those two riders at the top of this race. But here comes the chasing effort. Will it be enough and will it be in time? Here comes Ludo Max trying to come out of the field. Ben Flom is trying to scoot his way up there as well. Oh, here we go. Can these two hold on to the top two spots? Gallagher and Bowie should be able to do it. Gallagher will be in second overall. Bowie, your winner, the two that come across the line. What a great duo effort for these two to close the race out. Great speed and consistency. Good teamwork to pull those 400-meter pulls, and they make it look easy. Believe me, folks, it ain't. Good race there for the two. Kitty Kill is coming up soon. We got 2 more races. Up next, we're going to bring up more of our adult riders. And we got 2 more JB Tempos overall. The Open Cat 1-2 women. I believe we are clear on the track. Riders can come up to the rail. Riders to the rail, please. Good chance in the interim here to say hi to Anna. Owner of Anna Learns Things, her small business, brought her collection here today, the upcycled jewelry called Spare Parts. We're using old Velodrome, old Velo pieces, old cycling pieces to make some really cool handcrafted jewelry. If you're into bikes and you're looking for something fancy, go check out Anna's booth here today. Ask her about her company, grab her Instagram, say hi, and check out what she's got for sale and to show off today. It's a beautiful collection. Our next group coming up to the rail, about ready to start. And we'll start them out at turn 4 like we've done so far all night. This is the Open Cat 1-2 women. Again, we were fortunate enough to separate the Open Women field into 2 groups today, thanks to good registration and our efforts to promote a little extra. May not be the biggest of fields, but it is more than we have on a normal Friday night, and we are so glad to have it. We have one more chance, by the way, since we're talking about our adult racers right now. We have one more track class. I believe the date is August 20th. That's this weekend. There's still a few spots remaining. So if you want to end 2023 with the ability to start racing next year, you're going to want to get out to that track class. You'll have a few chances here on Mondays to get a little bit of practice here in the novice fields. It's a lot of fun, very supportive community. Ask anybody who's come into this. It's like a big family of athletes that live around the area. They cannot wait to help you get into it. We'll get our racers started. You can find the class at our website, velodrome.org. Go to the education tab to get signed up. JB Tempo started now. Next time around, 2 points to the leader, 1 to second across the line, 10 to go. Results from our first 2 races have been posted live. You can go to velodrome.org/live riders to confirm race results. Again, velodrome.org/live to confirm race results for the first 2 races now posted. Your first sprint for points here looks like it'll be a fairly casual one, and the first one is it'll be Annette Williams and Lucy Dorr going across the line in that order, making it look very calm there on that first sprint. Annette Williams, no question why she's wearing the Rider of the Year jersey this year. She's been to an awful lot of racing, and she's done very well for herself, a very consistent force, number 11. Here comes one of the members of the breakfast racing team, Claire Law, number 6, to get 2. Kelly Darlene, number 9, picks up 1. Claire Law has been a pinnacle of racing around here. Favorite, apparently she's on the breakfast racing team, so I get to talk about this. Her favorite breakfast food is congee, which is a classic Chinese breakfast dish. I don't know about it, so now I'm curious. I'll have to go check it out and ask her more about it. No, she's big in the cyclocross scene. Has been showing up nicely here in the last year and a half or so at the Velodrome. Good to see her throw down here today. And Williams picks up 2 more. Darlene for 1. We'll check the points and see where we are. I got Annette Williams in the lead with 4 points after picking up 2 twice. You got Kelly Darlene and Claire Law in a tie at second with 2 points apiece, and Lucy Dorr sitting on her own with 1 is in 4th overall. Merrick's got a lot of fans on the YouTube today. We're going to call now for Kitty Kilo staging. So if you are signed up for the Kitty Kilo, make your way on over to where you signed up and we'll get you set to start. Aaron Glover, number 22, in the beautiful purple and pink, comes across in front, just barely ahead of number 25. Only a few weeks remaining, but it's next week is going to be regional championships for juniors and masters. It's Fred's Race, one of our annual traditions, now focusing entirely on the masters and juniors. Riders, do make sure you get signed up and registered for racing on the website next weekend. It's Fred's Race coming to the track. Lucy Dorr looking strong here, picks up 2. And Kelly Darlene has just been sneaky in nearly all these sprints. Also near the top of this points. I gotta tell you, man, this group's not waffling around. The points are close for several riders. Annette Williams with 4 is in the lead by just a single point. Kelly Darlene, Lucy Dorr in second with 3 each. In fourth is a tie between Claire Law and Aaron Glover with 2. Those are the unofficial points as it stands right now. 4 to go. Here comes Glover coming into good form here. We'll give her 2 more. And Annette Williams picks up 1, just enough to hold on to the lead at 4 to go. She has 5. 1 point behind her is Glover in second with 4, and 2 riders with 3 is Darlene and Dorr. They're tied for third. Here comes Claire Law again, picking up points earlier, wants to make the attack from the back straight. She's got some speedsters tucked in behind her. She's going to have to work pretty hard from that front position to hold on to this one. Still looking in charge. Here comes Darlene around the right side, though. Ooh, Claire will get 1. It's going to be Darlene for 2. A nice sprint for number 9. She's in the right place to make the attack and picks up on important points. That puts her into a tie for first. 5 points apiece between Darlene and Williams. I'm telling you, folks, this one is very interesting right now with riders just 1 or 2 points apart from each other. This front group of 6 has all sorts of ways for this one to get sorted still. Oh, here we go at the front. Dorr makes her way up here again. Annette comes around the outside. Nice acceleration at the last moment to pick up the 2 points. Dorr, though, picking up 1. The junior finds herself, I believe, now in a tie for third on her own with Glover. Pardon me, a tie with Glover, 2 riders, 4 points apiece. Annette Williams still your leader, number 11 with 7. Darlene in second with 5. I see the Gallagher fam is now switching over to cheer for Kelly. As former Jerry Baker Jr. member, now Rice University colors, number 9. So one of our collegiate riders coming back for the summer and has been doing very well this season for herself. Continues to help with the juniors and is a local coach for our riders. 1 to go. Here comes some more points. Glover on a big attack. Gets 2. Williams for 1. Williams still in the lead after picking up 1 point, but Glover moves up into second with 6. Darlene bumped down to third, but now Darlene will take the front on this final lap. The top places are still not settled. I think first is pretty well handled. If the only person that can beat Williams at this point is Aaron Glover. If she wins the sprint and Williams gets nothing in a tiebreak, Glover will take it. That's the rider now in 4th position trying to come up out of the saddle, but it's being led by a very strong attack from Darlene from the front. Law also driving it hard here. I think that's perfect for Williams. She'll sit back and watch that one finish. Number 6 comes across in great fashion for 2. Darlene gets 1 more. That'll be a tiebreak for Darlene as she ended up in the same points as Glover. So it'll be Williams, Darlene, Glover, unofficially your top 3. Catherine Men to the rail for the JB Tempo. On deck, the Kitty Kilo getting set to start right after this race. Thanks again for making your way into the Velodrome. If you're here in person, hopping in the car, riding the bike, or taking a walk down to the park, thank you for making Friday Night Racing part of your plans. We hope you're having a great time. Make sure you make yourself at home. Come over to the beverage garden at some point tonight. Pick up a beverage. Help support racing by doing so. Thanks to Post Stock Brewing and Locust Ciders, our sponsors. Anthony's here serving delicious food. We've got Popcycle over there ready for the cold treats right after Kitty Kill. I bet they're going to be swamped. You might want to get your order in early. And, of course, we've got great racing still in store for you today. Our partners here tonight, Anna Learns Things, and the Breakfast Racing team also hanging out with us. We've also partnered with Redmond Pride. Their event, Redmond Pride, is happening in 2 weeks on September 2nd at the Downtown Park in Redmond. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that during these riders' first lap so you know where to be if you want to help celebrate Redmond Pride in 2 weeks. And the sound of the whistle means racing is underway. For more about our Redmond Pride event, the event features 55 local LGBTQ plus vendors and an array of incredible queer performers during its 12 to 5 p.m. run. This event is brought to you by the Pride Across the Bridge, an Eastside LGBTQ plus run nonprofit that supports our queer community through special events and recurring spaces specific to the Eastside. Check them out at redmondpride.org and prideacrossthebridge.com. Good hustle here on lap number 1. Looks like our riders are hungry for the win in this small field here today. Whoa, Justin Captis comes across first. Correction, it'll be 368, just barely snubbed by Jamie Park. So it's Jamie across the line first, Justin second. So your early leaders sorted out here, but boy, this goes fast. The points very rarely matter in the first couple. It's going to take a few here before we really can sort out who's trying to win this thing. Park picks up another single point there. Fowler across the line for 2. Jamie Park, your leader with 3 unofficially. Will Fowler in second with 2, and Justin Captis in third with 1. Nice sprint to open up this race already. Good speed from the Cat 3s. Ooh. Wyatt Paul, number 349, makes a nice move to pick up the single point there. John Reinders, number 353 for Team Sports, I believe in the name of the team, one of our Seattle riders in the all-white with the black pants there, picking up the points on the last lap at the front of the field. Here comes Snoblin on a nice effort for him. He's got help from Serge Malikian, who gets a single point. This is all over the place. I mean, this is basically scrambled eggs at this point, as every single rider seems like they've got at least something in the mix. Your leader right now is Jamie Park, alone with 3 points, but several riders with 2 and several riders with 1. Let's see if we can start separating here who's on the top of this field. A nice move between Malikian and Snoblin. Malikian finds the 2 this time, Snoblin for 1. Kit Colbert trying to serve as a little bit of extra energy, a jolt, like a cup of coffee in the morning as he hits up at that front group. Unfortunately, though, I think they might be feeling a little weary. They're going to fall back into the field here as Wyatt Paul does a big pull, try to bring this thing back together again. Oh, the junior wants it. He's not going to quite get it. Kit Colbert I got coming across the line first. A lot of riders now unofficially with 3 points apiece. Jamie Park, Serge Malikian, Will Fowler, Peter Snoblin, all tied at the top of this thing right now. It's a mess. Oh, Wyatt Paul with great acceleration. We'll get that one. Another rider with 3 points. Come on, guys. Serge Malikian finally digs himself out of the field of 3. He has 4 points, unofficially your leader. Whoa, Mike Jors wants to get out in front of this thing. Off and away he goes. A solo break attack. See how long this sticks. Maybe wants to roll it a little bit. Jors for 2. He's tired of hashing it out with the rest of this field. Oh, I don't think the field wants to be tater-totting and trotting around on this one. They need to get this thing rolling quick. Back and on the attack they go. Under the power of Will Fowler first, who wants to try to drag this thing back up. One off the front is still Jors, going big here. And out of the group, it's going to be an acceleration for Jamie Park. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 riders with 4 points apiece, tied for the lead, and 2 riders with 3 points apiece. My goodness. If Jors can do one more, which he's definitely on pace to do so right now, he will finally break free of the noise and be your leader with 6. The rest is just going to be such a jumble behind him. Jors getting some love from the home crowd. 2 to go. Your new leader with 6. The field, who's going to come forward? It looks like Park again. Yes, it will be. 3-2-0 gets a single point. That's good enough to move him into second place with 5. I have him. And your leader with 6. Mike Jors off the front. It looks like John Reinders, the rider in white's trying to make his way back up there, but it's just not going to be in time before the next points and maybe even the lap after. Here comes the bell for your leader coming around the corner. Going to be pulling away nicely here. 1 to go, Jors, 1 to go. 8 points to the rider in blue. Park has been doing some good damage here out of the field. What is there still to hash out here behind in this field? It's Serge Malikian and Wyatt Paul currently tied for third with 4 points apiece. And there goes Serge Malikian trying to make the catch. If he can get this, he might move up as far as into second place. The rider with the black and that white helmet now coming up to the front. Good overtake here on Jors. He's done getting points here today in this race. Here comes the last sprint. Malikian leading things out now. Jamie Park trying to come at it and hold on to second. It'll be Malikian and Park, Malikian and Park. It'll be, whoa, that is a close one. Whew. My eyes give it to the rider on the inside, but it is darn close. Might have been Malikian. We will review that one since we have the time between these events to confirm if it was Malikian or Park first across the line. That will make a difference to the finishing order potentially here. With Park getting at least 1, though, he should be able to hold on to second place. Malikian should move up into third, and your winner, Mike Jors, with a great solo break. All right, folks, your hands have not been worked enough today. It is time to make some noise for the kids as they come out. We are going to be making lots of cheering noise as they go around. It's a kitty kilo time, and boy, is it the last one, Mara? Is there one more? On the 1st of September, we are doing one. Fantastic. So there's one more chance. No wonder the kids are coming out. They're excited. All right, the Kitty Kilo brought to you by, of course, our great support and staff here at the Velodrome. Excited to always bring junior racing to be part of the program. Even if it's our youngest group out here, we are making lots of noise for the kids.
All right, first big kid group, 1 whole lap. Are you ready? Yeah! Love it. Here we go. Ready, set, go!
1 lap around the track. Here we go, here we go. So after reviewing the camera there, it will go officially to Jamie Park getting that last sprint, confirming and solidifying this fact. This is pretty cool. Because Jamie Park won that last sprint, he ends up in a tie with Jors, which is a tie break to him. So Jamie Park ends up winning from barely nipping that final sprint in a tie with Jors, which get bumped down to second. That moves Serge Malikian into third. That was a big sprint and very important on that last race. Oh, here we go. The juniors coming in fast. That's a fast-looking bike there under that fast kid. Nice, sprinting all the way around the track. Good speed on the 1 lap. First and third Fridays of the month, we do the Kitty Kilo. This is part of our ongoing mission to be a part of the Redmond community in big ways. We don't want to just educate the adults. We also want to encourage the youth to stay active and to be athletes from a very young age. You'll see it out here, folks. If you look down the rail right now on the infield, you see our adults, some of our coaches, national champions, and alongside of them are youngsters, under 18-year-old kids, and they race against each other. I don't know what other sports are that you get to do that as regularly as here at the track. Your bowling league, I guess. It's a great community of cross ages here for us here at the Velodrome. So if you're thinking you might want to be a part of it, there's ways to get involved for the kids. Ages 8 to 16 is the prime age to sign up for Camp Velo, which is step 1 to getting okayed to race here. You can sign up for those classes during the summer on velodrome.org. Again, the Camp Velo, the week-long class to get juniors on the track during the summer, velodrome.org.
All right, next group, one whole lap. Are you ready? Yeah! Ready, set, go!
One quick lap, here we go, here we go. One to go for the kids. As our kids go around the track, we have a lot of friends of the Velodrome we like to thank, but they're actually passing under one of our newest painted signs there over in corner 1, the Friends of JBM of the Velodrome. That includes all of you here tonight that have come out to support, especially over those in turn 1. You guys are always good over there in turn 1. It's a lot of noise and cheering over there. We love it. So thanks to all of our friends, the supporters and subscribers out on YouTube. You're a big part of why this community exists. So thanks to you all also for making what we do happen and make it possible. And of course, the families that bring their kids out here and partake in the fun at the big park here, Marymoor Park, our friends in King County Parks. Our next group coming around on the home straight, coming past the very noisy and excited Beverage Garden. Nice racing here. Wow, nice work for the kids. And the smiles too. Getting the checker flag, they love it. If the Camp Velo thing doesn't sound up your alley just yet, the week-long class that you sign up for, you can also sign up for youth try the track classes. We offer those totally free of charge, and we have bikes that'll fit the kids. So again, ages about 8 to 16 are perfect because we can give them a track bike. It's 1 hour long, totally free. We give them help, we give them training, we get them clipped in and tell them how to go around the track, help them out, make it safe, make it fun, answer your questions. If you want to learn more about that offering, again, you head to the website, velodrome.org, to the education tab, and you can find all the youth classes and the timings. Not much left here in 2023. We shut down after about the first week of September, so the camps and everything are kind of coming to a close. But you want to keep your eyes posted in the off season around April or so when the full schedule gets pushed out if you want to find a spot for your youngster in either a youth try the track class or of course Camp Velo. We'll have plenty more of those spots available for you in 2024 and beyond.
All right, next big group, one whole lap. Are you ready? Yeah! Okay, whoa, they're going. Ready, set, go!
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. One to go, one to go, one to go. You can also take a look at some of our other major sponsors painted in the corners of the Velodrome. Our thanks to Greg Cycles. They've helped provide us with lots of gear over the years. They're over there in corner 2. Greg's has been part of the Velodrome family for a long time. They supported racers, they supported the Velodrome, they support our equipment, and they've got some great shops with great customer service and good deals for you. You want to check out one of their many local locations, come on and ask them for help with anything you're looking for, whether it's the mountain bike, the road bike, it's your commute bike, or it's a workout bike. They'll get you what you need and help you out. Our thanks to Greg Cycles and, of course, Stanley over there in Corn 3 for helping us with all of our renewable cup needs and their great products. Thanks to Stanley for stepping up big here once again in 2023 to help us out. Here comes your first finisher running around into the home straight. Whoa, nice form up and out of the saddle. All right, great speed here down the home straight and the smiles and the grins. Oh, yeah. Nice work. Excellent stuff here from the kids. Immaculate form. Nicely done. You can see a lot of our other great sponsors here along the home straight right behind where Amara's starting the kids. We've got sponsorship and help from a lot of great local companies. I think Dennis is around again. Is he back from vacation? Where's he hiding? DBC Photos back here taking photos. Oh, yeah. Always our good partner helping capture the action every single week. Our beverage sponsors, plenty more that you can see there. You can show love to the companies that have shown us support by being patrons of their business and saying thank you to them for supporting the Velodrome and for supporting local athletes. Your next group is about ready to start. Looks like we've got at least one more, as I know we got push bikes still to go. So plenty more kitty kilo to go.
Plenty more. They just keep going. They're multiplying out there. All right, this group, are you ready? Yeah! That was a good one. Ready, set, go!
Woo, woo, woo. The spin to win team, here we go. The unofficially brought to you by Zoom field. I guess I need to keep the theme going. We should be asking which one of them had their Wheaties this morning. Also just pushed out in the recent newsletter, we're excited for the upcoming Eastlink opening in 2024. You can see its construction over turn 3. It is well underway, and we're expecting a lot more foot traffic to be coming through the Velodrome and through the park just in general upon its completion. So we reached out to Sound Transit to become another one of our sponsors this year. They stepped up real big, throwing up the windscreen over there in turn 4. Excitement is building thanks to Sound Transit for their support here of the Velodrome this year and hopefully for years to come. Here comes another kid flying across the finish line. Nice. Oh, here comes a good crowd coming into the home straight. Nice finish here. Oh man, Spider-Man even showed up. We'll bring our next group out. We need you to keep moving a little bit further on there, kids, into the grass, a little further up.
I like our
further away from the track.
In corner 1, I like a little course right here. Just all sorts of kids.
They just can't sit still. They didn't get enough energy out for one lap. Right after the kitty kilo, we're going to go into a Marymoor crawl, and then we also have some riders from one of those aforementioned camp velos here to have a graduation. So we got a few more fun things to go before we get into the elimination races, our regional championship race about ready to start. Again, we got a few more groups here for the kitty kilo, followed by the Marymoor crawl, a camp graduation, then we'll get into the elimination races.
All right, this is a big group. 1 lap for everybody. Are you ready? Yeah! Okay, nice straight lines. Ready, set, go!
All right, all right, all right. 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 to go. You may not know all the fun facts about the Velodrome if you've been out here on a Friday. You might have heard me blabber on about this place at length. We've been around since 1975 when this place was first poured concrete. It's been resurfaced since then, but essentially since it was built, it's been managed by a nonprofit called the Marymoor Velodrome Association, which in partnership with King County Parks has kept this public space open and functioning as both a racing center for your teams you see in front of you, all these great athletes, and of course a place for training, clinics, and education for athletes since it was first built. The Marymoor Velodrome Association continues to operate this place, a 501c3 that is in control and behind the scenes. If you'd like to help support this nonprofit, there are many ways to do so. You can check out our mission and more about who we are, including how to donate, at the website velodrome.org and learn all about this facility and who's behind it. Again, our website, velodrome.org, a great place to read if you want to be a part of supporting this nonprofit. Here comes the first speedsters coming onto the home straight. Whoa! Nice finishing move there for our 2 riders, and more coming. I know the pop cycle is like over there just chomping at the bits for rewarding the kids. There's about to be a flood of juniors coming their way. I can just sense it. And all the moms and paws and all the parents are saying, stop talking about it. What pop cycle? What is that? If you're out there on the YouTube, hopefully you're enjoying seeing the kids out here. We're going to get back to some of the adult races here pretty soon, but we're having fun supporting the kids. Throw the thumbs up for the youngsters and for seeing young athletes in the future of sport and everything else great in Redmond here on the track. Several groups going around. We've got ourselves an amazing showing. I mean, it's got to be nearing 100 kids by the time we're done with this. They're all over the place. They're making their own off-road course out there in the middle of the Velodrome. It's just craziness. Cross is coming, hashtag. Gotta hashtag it. It's kind of it's like speaking German almost. You take multiple words and cram them together. That's like a German thing. That's all we're doing. We just want to be more Deutschland. Hashtags, that's all it is. I figured it out. Oh, look at this crew. Oh, we got the windmill and everything. There's a couple of them. Look at this is impeccable fashion. Finishing strong in this group. Woo. And the push bike keeping up with the pedalers. That's good speed there, man. That is great. Way to go. Okay, now for the main event. The Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome Push Bike Derby. And some other things sometimes. It's not exclusive to push bikes. There's some scooters in there. It's good. It's good. This is the no pedal zone generally. Maybe a few tricycles here and there. We'll get the youngest of the youngsters lined up for their fast sprint down the home straight. This will be our last group for the Kitty Kilo. On deck, the crawl.
Just too hard to keep them contained. All right, push bikers, you're doing these straight away, and then you come out, we got stickers, I'm sure you're getting a popsicle. So just the straight away, and try not to hit anybody. All right, people in the stands, are you ready for this? There we go, here we go, ready, set, go!
All right, let's see how this one goes. It's looking good. Quick at the front here. Oh, Spider-Man showed up again. There's so many Spider-Mans now. It's the whole Spider-Man across the universe thing or whatever it is. Oh, what a finish. Oh, keep on coming, guys. You almost got it. We're almost there all the way to the grass. Keep going, keep going. Woo! Look at this. They're having too much fun. It's not right. It's too much fun. Too many smiles. Nicely done. Like, I don't want just a front. I want to go all the way around, man. I signed up for a full lap. I know. We got to get back to more racing. We're sorry. Nice job, everybody. Good racing, good riding. We got a few more coming down here, but here we go. Yay, nice finish on the scooter too. Look at this. Just looking at the crowd saying, come on, where's the crowd? Where's the cheers? I thought you were going to cheer for me. There you go, good finish. All right, parents, kids, all the bikes, we're going to start moving you back the way you came in, right up this way for your sticker. I'm sure the Pop Cycle folks are getting ready for a big swarm right on this way. Distract the kids with some popsicles and then hurry into the beverage garden and grab a drink. Do keep it within the fence, though.
All right, yep. Everybody, look at this group. This is amazing. This is huge.
This is like bigger than Junior Takeover for just the kitty
there
kilo.
We go. Get on out. Marymoor Crawl, follow Alex Siegel. Marymoor Crawl, you can start staging. There we go, I see some of our crawl riders. For the kiddos, there's stickers, and then ask your older person for a popsicle. I'm sure they're waiting, they're ready.
How about it, folks? One more round of applause for all the kids and the parents are coming out today. What a showing. Thank you. As soon as these guys were all out here on the track, I think it's like half of our fans are now guarding a child. So it sounds like we have one more of these opportunities, parents, on September 1st. So if you want to join us, that's going to be our official finale of the season, kind of the end of all of the racing. That's 2 weeks from now. You can join us for that Friday night. That will be a great time. Again, our final Kitty Kilo on the 1st. Look forward to having you back for one more chance here in 2023. Don't worry, there'll be more in the future.
Once again, Marymoor Crawl riders. There's not too many. Oh, I see a couple. Will's going up there. Rue's heading up. JC, just grab a bike and a helmet. You'd be fine.
Come on now.
Oh, Hen's going up there. A+. Glover. Track stand. Come on, crawl. All right, keep moving forward. We got stickers. There's popsicles. All sorts of sweet stuff. Thank you for coming.
I see on the YouTube, we got a fan here that tuned in before we made the official call and said it was Park that won. Still here checking it out. I love seeing the chat on the YouTube. Even if you're here in person, you want to jump on and ask a question or cheer somebody on, you're free to do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, just to help us out with the publicity and the growth, we'd love your help. You can go to velodrome.org/live to get today's race schedule, the results folder, and of course the link to the live stream so you can hit subscribe, thumbs up, and share it with friends and family and say, hey, I had a kid out here on the track. It was pretty fun. Check it out. Again, that's our YouTube channel, or you can look for us on YouTube. The channel name is JB Velodrome, just like the rest of our socials. JB Velodrome, the channel name, streaming live every Friday or at any special event we have, including Fred's race next week and all the way through the rest of this season. Last call for the crawl. Future renovations will have to require a bigger gate. Someday. It means it's a good problem to have. It's growing pains. We like to see it.
Yep, keep on moving back. It looks like our crawl is pretty staged. So as soon as this gate closes, we're going to be going on our crawl.
All right, coming up next, it is going to be our novelty race, the specialty race designed right here, known as the Marymoor Crawl because it was thought up by the geniuses that run this velodrome. It's been copied and mimicked across the world. If you look up on YouTube, you'll find some races called by the name of the longest lap. There was a trend there for a few years. They didn't give us the credit we deserve. The Marymoor Crawl, the original, the OG, is right here. It's the slowest lap in track racing because we're going to keep these riders behind the start line for an unknown amount of time. They are not going to be allowed to cross it while they keep the bike upright. A good showing of what the fixed gear bike looks like. You can see that direct control that they have over the bike while they have to do a track stand and maintain very slow forward momentum until the bell rings, and then it's a one-lap event all the way around the track. First rider across, get some cash. I think it's the first two maybe or first three that still get cash. I'll check in with Amar on that. But it's a fast race once it gets started. Before that, it's going to be the slowest thing you've seen here today. It's a fun one. The Marymoor Crawl. We'll get them started at turn 4 here in just a moment. And there's your whistle. The timer has started. Very few people get to know the magical time. Some official, one of the official knows, and then the bell ringer gets to know, the person with all of the power. Until then, you'll see our riders are not allowed to utilize anything but their own power to keep themselves upright.
I don't get to know the time. It's a mystery. It is a mystery. Oh, Will's looking for money. Oh, I see some. Indigo's got some money up there. Oh, we got stickers, high fives.
All right, let's see here. Fowler always able to do a good track stand. He's more enticed by the money than anything, which, you know, no problem. Oh, that's the abandoned money across the line. That's got to be a good amount of money. That's a 10. That's a 10. Oh, Maddie says you got it. Bye. Oh! Oh no! He's got it again. You can just go take it again. Oh, all right, there we go. Brew making the exit as well. Jor is coming up to the line pretty quick here. That bell ain't ringing yet. Yeah, time's up. 307 has to exit. Still got a good field here.
Hey, Will. How's your day going?
Oh, it's pretty good. Started the day at Greg's.
That's right. Will works at Greg's Cycles. Is that pretty fun?
It's a lot of fun. You should come by. Bye, Mike.
Are you in Bellevue?
I'm in Bellevue, yeah. Bellevue Way in between 2nd and 4th.
Look at that. What are the hours, Will?
Oh, long. I'm tired at racing, but making good money.
What's your manager's name? What's your hourly rate? What's your job description?
Doing a good job. Good promo for Greg's here.
It's very conversational for doing a track stand. I'm impressed.
That's very good. Alex just said Greg's Bellevue was his first job too. Alex, how you doing back here?
This is a struggle. I can't track stand. Not like a trackie.
Oh, because you're going down track. Oh, bye, Carlberg.
And then there was 4.
Are you going to move up or are you going to take it from way back here?
I'll just take them.
Oh,
Oh, it doesn't matter where from.
the confidence of a pure sprinter back here.
It is a one-lap race.
Alex said, ring the bell, please.
What is Carlberg even doing? Is he allowed to do this? He's just having fun. Well, here comes Siegel moving up a little bit now. So we got Bowie and Siegel side by side. Fowler. Oh, man. 4 riders still surviving here. This is a good lineup. This is going to be a fun one-lap race. Oh, Fowler's moving into position. A little bit of a closeout here, trying to make the lane a little tighter. The bell's not ringing yet, though. The hand's on the bell, but nothing's happening. Oh, a foot's down from Bowie. We're down to 3. It's Martin up there, number 135 for the 10-speed hero team. Oh, can't go backwards, though. Hold it, hold it. Oh, is that close? Oh, the timing would have been beautiful. Fowler versus Siegel. Okay. Okay. That was a good attempt there, Andrew. I appreciated that one. My goodness. He's like, I had it dialed in. And here comes your, again, as Mara said, the true sprinter says goodbye. How many laps is this? You got it. Bam. Alex Siegel takes it. Fowler still gets in the cash, though. He's like, all right, I'm all right with that. I think Fowler weighs about as much as one of Siegel's calves. So it's okay, Matt. It's not a totally fair matchup in the one-lap effort there. It's all good. Fun times. We love the Marymoor Crawl. It's one of our favorite ones to throw in on a Friday night. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. We've got a quick fun race here for the juniors from this past week, and then we get back into the main scheduled event for our racing competitions. It'll be the Elimination Regional Championships. Up after this will be the Open 3-4 women, followed by the Cat 1-2 men. I demand that these teams be called by some sort of breakfast food. I need to know what the breakfast food is for the home straight stat.
Bacon.
Bacon, that's a really good one. I think they already won. I need to know what the favorite breakfast food is for the back straight team now. Pancakes? The breakfast racing team likes that. So Team Bacon versus Team Pancake, here we go. We got our team names lined up. It's better than Badgers and whatever other things that kids come up with their middle school team names. You know, it's always like something to do with a weird animal. And so, yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I can't come up with any more.
Back straight pancakes, are you ready? Merrick, Lucy, are you ready? Okay, you're the pancakes back there. Team Bacon, are you ready? Okay, ready, set, go!
And off we go. The home straight Team Bacon versus the back straight Team Pancakes. Now, these riders, what are they doing here? They completed the week-long Camp Velo experience, which is about getting trained up in the education for how to compete and race here at the Velodrome as a kid. So it's a week-long camp. Every day they come out here for a few hours. They get help from our staff, and they get some instruction, and then come out here and compete. Speaking of people instructing, let's throw it down to Kelly to talk about who's out here in the fields.
Yeah, so let's see. Ooh, there's a lot of people. Leading off for Team Bacon, I'm not sure where they are. Probably behind the tents. Yeah, coming out of corner 4, Team Bacon being led by Charlie. He's followed by Thomas and then Rocco. Coming around for Team Pancake, we just had Nathan pull off the front after his strong lead. Now they're being led by Oscar, and then he's followed by Charlene.
Pancake with a slight advantage right now over Bacon, by the way, from the looks of it. These riders, once they complete Camp Velo, are invited to compete on Monday nights as part of the junior racing nights that we have every single week. So this is sort of our way of saying, welcome to the community, now put on the race. Let's have some fun. Here comes Team Bacon getting the bell, our home straight here, making the exchange. 1 to go. Nice acceleration for the finisher there, our closer in the group. And here comes Team Pancake with a slight advantage up to this point, although the closer looking very strong for Bacon. This might be a close race. Here we go. Oh, great effort here too. I don't know if Bacon's going to be able to close this one down. The Pancakes might take it, and I think Breakfast Racing Team likes the sound of that.
This is going to be close. Do we have a photo finish?
Oh, man, look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
This is
Actually,
close.
Hold the phone.
Oh, I think we unofficially could say Bacon by a bit.
I think Bacon came back with an epic comeback there. Woo! Let's give a round of applause to all of these juniors. That was fabulous.
Nice racing to Camp Velo graduates, and welcome. Fun times. Again, not much going on left in this summer for classes. We got one more adult class. Things are kind of shutting down for the class opportunities, but Camp Velo and more will open up again in 2024. Stay tuned on the socials at JB Velodrome on Instagram and on X. And you can also find, of course, our newsletter on the website. Connect with us tab. Sign up for the newsletter, and we'll let you know as soon as classes and Camp Velo have opened back up again for more spots next year. We hope to see more racing from these great juniors at a future Monday night racing program and more beyond that. Thank you again for making your way out to the Velodrome tonight. Your next crew on the sidelines ready to start. We've got the Open 3-4 women for the Elimination Regional Championships, followed by the Cat 1-2 men. To the rail, Open 3-4 women for the elimination. To the rail, please. We get back into it, folks. We got 4 eliminations back-to-back here. Some of these will be officially going for the jerseys in the regional championships, as this is championship month here in August. After that, we go into the scratch races for each of our groups. That's going to be the big finish here tonight. We now bring up these Open Cat 3-4 women for the elimination regional champ ride. The elimination is a race where we watch the back of the field very closely, as the last rider across the line will get pulled every single lap until we're down to just basically 3 riders. At that point, you're going to hear a bell at basically 1 to go. The third rider in that group gets eliminated. You're down to 2, and there's a sprint for first and second between the top 2 remaining riders. So ride all the way down to the last riders here in the elimination. We'll get them started off turn 4 if they're still together. A little bit of acceleration here, sort of pulling this group apart in the neutral, but they should come back together here. We'll get the whistle if they're in contact. And it's close enough we can get the race started. Next time around, last rider eliminated Off we go. So this is, again, one of those races where you spend a lot more time watching the back of the field than you do the front. Very rare for these races to come apart too much. The field tends to stay all together for the majority of the contest. And the action really is how do riders race the back end of the field? You'll see now, even as a couple riders realizing they need to slow down and move up track, because if you're down the sprinters lane, you can't accelerate any more than you already are. You need some space to move. Oh, no. 218 already shaking her head. So Henrietta Watts with the Breakfast Racing Team. That's a good last name for a cyclist. Watts gets caught there on the first lap. Big acceleration here from the front. It is kind of pulling the group apart quite a bit. So some riders let out in the wind on their own right now, having to try to bring this thing back together again. Ooh. 228 gets the call as Laura Safranek just barely caught there at the contest of the back to stay in another lap. Your strong racer from the JB Tempo, Catherine Wade Easley, now leading the field. That front position, oftentimes where your workhorses will sit, they've got good tempo. They might as well sit there and stay out of the sprinting. They're just going to fall into a nice, consistent effort. And Wade Easley's put in some effort this year, certainly in a place where she can do this from the front, nice and comfortably. Now we look to the back to see 216. That's Caitlin, number 216. Caught at the back. Several more laps to go here. Again, it's the number of laps basically set by the field. It's only on a few occasions where it won't match the number of riders out there, as sometimes we have to do a no pole lap depending on the communication or the call. So far, so good here for the Open 3-4 women. Oh, sprinters lane are shaking the head going, I don't know if I'm going to hold it. It is 206, Kelly Rodriguez. The spokeswomen racing team, hometown of Atlanta, but now out here in the Seattle area and competing at our Velodrome. So plenty more to work through here as Wade Easley continues to sit on the front. I believe that's Caitlin Pillebruch, the rider next to her for the Breakfast Racing Team. And one of the juniors dangling a little bit at the back knows it's their turn. Renna Fuller is 2-1-1. little dangling in the back there for another one of the juniors. It looks like Mejia's starting to work her way up into the sprinter's lane. Let's see if that'll work as the rest of the field is going to try and come over the top. Ooh, a little close in the back. Whoa! So close. It's Bella Mejia, number 202. Really trying to get some angle in there. But that will be the last lap. That was a really good move to try to make some space for herself in there and just wasn't able to find the inches needed to hold on. Nice acceleration from Breakfast around the outside. Leaves one of the juniors down in that sprinter's lane out again. This time it's Luna Mendoza. We got our top 5 now in the elimination. On deck is the Cat 1-2 men getting set to start. The warm-up circle open for them right now. So we got another fast race right around the corner. 5 riders left in this group. So you already know you've got 5th place or better if you're in this group. Wade Easley looks like this is just a nice cruising tempo. She's been in control of the pace of this race for quite some time. The rider in blue at the front. And here now Looks like Caitlin falling off a little bit on the tempo. Gives the wave, says, yep, I know it's my turn. Pillarbrook for the Breakfast Racing Team, number 208. 4 riders in the group now. That's Lucy Gilchrist at the back end of the field. Rue Tomko right in front. Christine Diebler for Liquid Velo, the rider in the second wheel position, and the rider in blue who's been at the front for practically the entire race, Catherine Wade-Easley, seeing if she can win another one here tonight. Good acceleration from Brew, the rider with the pink helmet, coming around the outside. It's leaving both Diebler and Gilchrist having to recover. Ooh, it's a bit of a pinch. Wade-Easley might be overtaken here. 8-8 gets the call officially. The rider who's been in that lead position all this time gets snubbed at the line. Part of that is just when you're in that position, you don't have to sprint in the early laps, but you are doing a lot of work to stay in that position for that entire time, not any rest. She's finally caught there. At least 2 juniors and Diebler going head-to-head now. The J. Baker junior rider Lucy Gilchrist tries to make a jump out of turn 3, trying to use a nice jump of her sprint training. That's a good move. It'll drop Diebler, and the bell's ringing, 1 to go. It's junior on junior action. The kids going at it here. Rue Tomko, number 25, and number 4, Lucy Gilchrist are left in the field. It'll be 205 getting called out this lap. Your top 2 are going to be young. Let's see who gets the final nod here. It's going to look a little bit more like a match sprint between these two just for a moment as they both back off the tempo. And Rue sort of riding the blue line. Gilchrist just off the wheel and to her right. They are sitting side by side now. Now here comes Rue coming down into the sprinters lane there. They have the shorter lane, but Gilchrist with a better jump at first might be able to get this race. It might come down to it. Gilchrist still holding on. Oh, Rue's going to back off. Gilchrist in a great race will find the win here in the elimination. Great job to the junior competitors for the J. Baker Junior team going 1-2 in the field. That is your last athletes. Cat 1-2 men to the rail. And your first sprint of the race already underway. The upcoming race is for a jersey. We've got regional championships on the line. Stand on the podium and get to wear the regional championship jersey for the elimination. If you can find a victory today for the Cat 1-2 men, the elimination about ready to start for this group. And off we go for the fastest neutral lap of track racing. As the positioning very important here in this race. They want to know exactly how many laps they're racing, so they're asking what's the number of our field. It's 19 racers showing up here for our champ ride. Time to think about who your favorite is and watch how they position themselves. This is a great race for Rider of the Year John Bowie. No question, this really fits his combination of top speed and overall endurance, as he needs to put out several sprints when he needs them and good endurance to stay near the front and save it for the end. But let's see who can find the win here today. The whistle is sounded. The racing's underway. Powerhouse Ben Flom for the Fellowship Racing Team comes right up to the front to be the first of the riders to lead the field. Not known for trying to contest in a bunch sprint. He's great in these sort of solo breakaway efforts, so this is a good zone for him to sit in. He's going to try to drag this group around on the early goings of this race. And we watch the back now as Scott Grinsell, the rider all the way at the back for Dyna Racing, is going to have to make the move around the outside. I think he's got the legs to do it. He's going to try to leave out one of the riders down the sprinter's lane. Oh, I think it's going to be down low. That's Nick Martinez, number 122. Martinez. So you can see that. That's going to be a move you're going to see a lot in this field. The speed on the outside from the top there, taking out riders on the bottom of this field. Great acceleration now, as it looks like Dyna Racing not wanting to be anywhere near the back. Grinsell comes all the way to the front and actually takes over the front and re-accelerates the group a bit. Ooh, scrambling for space. 119, that's going to be Darlene, Mike Darlene, 119. Couple of the sprinters there, Carlberg and Siegel, dancing around the back. Making it quick on the back end of the group, trying to find a space. Darlene just barely out on that one. Look at Siegel up along the top, the rider for Waterline Racing. You saw his speed in the crawl. He's going to try and accelerate on the outside and try to eliminate someone down low. Oh, there's a couple of strong riders here. 114, Williams. That was close. Between Williams, Carlberg, and Miller, 3 riders on the back, all very close to being eliminated there. Surprised to see Miller in that tough spot considering that strong race he had in the JB Tempo. He needs to find a better position to be in, and so he does that. He gets all the way to the front. He says, I agree. Time to get out of the back. And Siegel's done his laps. 1-1-0. The sprinter's got enough of this. Who else can challenge here tonight? Again, my call being a favorite here tonight, your rider of the year, Bowie. I think Miller showed he's got great speed and form for a race like this as well. Matty Hers near the front, number 104 for the coefficient of speed with that white helmet. Always a savvy rider in these kinds of events. We're going to see what he can do here tonight. That's going to be Scott Grenzel for Dyna Racing. 181 caught that time. Ben Flom is going to try to make yet another move. If you keep the field fast, even if it's an elimination, you can put damage on this group, make it feel like a tempo, force them to keep on this constant acceleration, and you're going to burn out these sprinters. It sort of changes the dynamic of the field. So Flom trying to do another one of those types of digs. Carlberg now the last rider in the group, trying to find one more acceleration here to maybe take out a rider or two in this effort. Oh, 141 is Carl Hofer. Carlberg does the acceleration necessary, nips another rider out of the field. He'll now dip down to the bottom to try to catch a little bit of breath behind the group. Nolan Adams, now the rider at the very back for Dyna Racing, gets on the wheel of Carlberg. So we've got a nice, long, single file, stretched out group there. As Flom's still so impressive on the front, just driving this train with great power from the front. It's still a lot of effort for these sprinters to get around on the outside. Oh, no room this time. Carlberg shaking his head saying, I couldn't quite get up there. Nolan making the lane a little small there. Now it's Chip Chase at the back end for Liquid Velo. Gonna have to find a maneuver either left or to the right. Now at the front is Andy Baker, also for the Liquid Velo Racing team. Gallagher right on his wheel, so the front of this group is still plenty fast. The acceleration force from the outside. Whoa! 101 is Sandoval, Mario Sandoval. As Chris Wilson does a great job. Chris Wilson does the acceleration necessary along the rail to stay in the field. Luke Wilson's tuning in the stream and is calling out Nolan Adams as the GOAT in this field. So let's see if the rider for Dyna Racing at the very back end can continue to do some damage, as he's done so many times in elimination this season from the back like this. These great accelerations. He'll get another. 117 is Chip Chase. So another one taken out by the acceleration in the sprint. And we saw this a few weeks back here. The rider from Dyna Racing at the back working his way all the way up to the top of a competition doing just this. So he's going to see what he can do. I should not have forgotten that effort from him, as he was very impressive in that elimination. He's trying to do it again here today for a championship run. Stiff competition here on this Friday. We're going to see who comes out on top. Oh, Ludo's backing off. Beat Racing, number 105, finds the line here this time. Or I should say the line finds him. We're now under 10 riders. I see 9 remain in the group. Now being led out by Bowie, who's found himself to the front. He's flanked by Hers, followed by Baker, and Miller's up there near the front as well. Your junior Gallagher with the red helmet tucking his way in. We see Andy Martin, the rider for 10-Speed Hero, right behind Miller. Ooh, the sprint at the back again. Here goes Adams trying to get rid of somebody else. It's going to be Flom this time. And 126 gets the official call. Ben Flom. Down to 8. Down to 8. I don't know that. So I have more reason to say that I'm going to call my rider of the year as the favorite. At Nationals for the Elites, he took bronze in this event, a top 3 rider in the country for this event in the field here tonight. And it's Nolan Adams, 111. It was either him or hers, and it's going to be just barely Adams called out down the sprinter's lane. Nolan, here he goes. So again, we got a near national champ, certainly a national quality talent in Bowie. We've known we've had it all season. If you've been here on a Friday night and seen the kind of acceleration he has, he's also put on some great endurance shows here this season. This is a good format for him. Oh, found cycling this time. Chris Wilson, 107. And now we're down to 6. One rider out of that top 5 position. Always want to try to at least finish there if you can. If you're feeling competitive, you want to try to make it in this stage. This is a strong group here. Matty Hurst at the back has to make a good move here in turn 3. He's going to try and accelerate and make it hard for Andrew Martin to move out of that second lane now. Gallagher still has a window, should be able to move forward. It's going to be pretty tough for Martin, though. Here comes the jump and the move. And it will be 1-3-5 there, getting the call. Down to 5. Your top 5 racers in the group now. Bowie at the lead, and Andy Baker right behind him. Christian Miller, Merrick Gallagher, and finally Matty Hurst. Easily a top 5 just from the looks of that starting group. Who's out next? Ooh, a good dig here. It will be Miller. Christian Miller, 1, 2, 3. Down to 4. Bowie wanting to make sure he walks away with this championship here. He put on a good show at Nationals, but he wants to do even better here in front of the home crowd. Make sure that we know he's best here in town. But Merrick Gallagher, the junior, also really well set for this race. He's going to make a big jump here, trying to leave Bowie out and behind. Oh, it's going to be Baker with not enough speed, though. 103. Just not enough jump there when he needed it. Gallagher looking like he's ready to throw down here. The junior improving week after week. 16 years old, and we know we got a career ahead for this kid. Here comes the attack now. Bowie trying to take the junior out right here, but Matty Hurst not having enough jump as well. He's got to get back on the wheel. Getting back down to the sprinters lane. Who's next out of the field? 1 to go. Hurst is digging in. Can he find it? Hurst! Bowie! It'll be Bowie staying in. 104. Hurst so close. Bowie and Gallagher find themselves side by side for the final lap. Hurst will stay down low and make his exit as both of the 2 riders that remain right up to the rail. Now Bowie has the longer lane. Does he have the biggest jump left? Gallagher trying so hard, but this is going to be Bowie saying, this is the training, this is the effort, this is the preparation, this is my season. Bowie has just been dominant in so many ways, and here he goes for another. Bowie, your champ here in the elimination in our region. Merrick Gallagher, the 16-year-old for the Jerry Baker Juniors, cannot be disappointed with that finish. Happy to be up here in the top 2 spot for this field. Let's bring out the Cat 1-2 Open Women to the rail for the elimination. Results for the last few races have been posted. All the eliminations up till now have been posted to the live folder. The Open 1-2-3 women in their Elimination Regional Championship. It's another race for the jersey. Finish on top of this group, and you get to stand on the podium and hold the jersey saying you are the champ for the Pacific Northwest region. Thrown down here at the Velodrome here during the championship month. A new idea we're putting into play this year. Oh, man. That was a great race there for the Cat 1-2s. Team Bowie is cheering on the YouTube channel. I see Luke Wilson's excited to see the victory there. And, of course, Gallagher's still got lots in his camp, too, for a great finish between those two. This group going to go out for an elimination out of turn 4. We'll get them started and figure out who our regional champ is here for the Open Cat 1-2-3 women. And off we go. Last rider across the line from here on out, eliminated down to the last. More great racing to come on deck as the Cat 3 men is, I'm sure that'll be a competitive race as well for the elimination. Then we get into the scratch races. Plenty more fun to be had tonight. If you're feeling like it's been a long evening, it's been a hot week. I know today was much more normal, much more not hot. But, you know, you still feel like you got to wet your whistle, cool down a little bit. We got Pop Cycle here. We got the beverage garden open and pouring. Coming over to enjoy the scene. Hang out with our friends there next to the grandstands. Here comes the first sprint for elimination, and it's going to be down low. 22 is Glover. Glover. And don't have much time left either to check out our friends that are hanging out with us tonight. Anna Learns Things has got spare parts collection, upcycled jewelry hanging out with us today. And the Breakfast Racing team, promoting their team and talking about what they're all about, is hanging out with us tonight as well. They're over behind the grandstands on your way to the beverage garden. Come say hi and learn about who they are and what they're all doing here today. Here comes another sprint. Team Mama Bear is working hard here, number 5, to sprint riders out of this race. 11, Williams. Williams, number 11. That was quite interesting as both number 4 and 11 side by side with 5 flying around the outside. Williams just didn't quite nudge forward enough as Gilchrist, I think, kind of pushed the bike up just in time. Your rider of the year, surprised to get pulled out that early, but just not quite in the right place at the right time for that one. As Mama Bears have another attack in her, she's going to have to do one more sprint. So she's going to stay another lap, another effort out of the saddle. Ooh, going to get one more. 25, that's Rue Tomko. Playing the part of the devil. Edwards continuing to try to take riders at the back like this with these sort of big accelerations up and out of the saddle, great explosive sprints, surprising riders at the back of the field. Has to hold on here to the acceleration from the front, though. Might be Edwards' turn here, starting to lose a little bit of room. One rider off the back. It will be Edwards taken off this time. Number 5, Edwards. 5 remain in the group. Lucy Dorr driving the train right now at the front for Kelly Darlene. Right behind her, number 9. Here comes Claire Law moving towards the front. A very mixed skill set rider for the Breakfast Racing team, but has been showing up big here recently, trying to lead this sprint. Ooh. Number 9, Darlene. As Gilchrist once again just does it barely enough to hold on again. Good acceleration for the younger junior there. Down to 4. This is a young group. It's just Claire Law and 3 juniors now, including Scoville, who's been quiet tonight. This is going to be a good race for her, I think. The rider wearing bib 1 for this field had a great season last year and continued in good shape this year, trying to stay in a little longer. Oh, it'll finally be 4's turn. Number 4, Gilchrist. Great sprinting there to the line, time and time again. Surprising competitors, just not quite able to hold on that one. 3 left. Now Law, I think, figuring this is time just to get into that cross cycle kind of modality. Let's just go, go, go. Keep turning those pedals over. Unfortunately for her, she's got some really speedy juniors on her wheel. Lucy Dorr and Danny Scoville both know how to come around here onto the home straight. They're going to try to eliminate Law if they can. Ooh, here we go. One more rider out. Oh, it's going to be Lucy, it looks like. 28 gets the call. And Scoville sits up. Not eliminated, but I think she's decided that that's all I've got. And Law is just in such overall strong form that the contest just won't be there. So doing what she needed to do to hold on to second. A really powerful sprint for Scoville, but it will be Law for the Breakfast Racing team on their featured night saying, I got what it takes to take home in the elimination. A championship jersey for Law. The powerhouse makes a good showing here today. That was an interesting one. We had some interesting eliminations there. I think Gilchrist really throwing a wrench into that one with some great sprints to the line. And here comes Scoville, who come up onto this race in second overall for the Jay Baker Jr. Still up on the podium. A nice showing here today for the kid. Great racing. And now up to the rail. The Cat 3 men, please, to the rail.
I feel like you missed opportunities for some breakfast puns for Claire, like bringing home the bacon, Grand Slam, I don't know.
And your next group out here are the Cat 3 men, our final elimination here today. Before we're going to switch formats into the scratch racing, each of our categories get to go out again 4 more times. Good speed here on the opening neutral before the race is even underway. And now we're going for an elimination. Cat 3 men, our last elimination for today. If you're enjoying the coverage out there on the YouTube, thanks for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment on the video, chat away, and give some support for a rider. Share the video with friends and family, and of course, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can help us grow as we've surpassed quickly 3,000 subscribers this year, starting with just 1,000. Continue to help us on our growth as we go on into the end of 2023. 311 is James Campbell Harris. .324 is Kit Colberts. The Cat 3's here again going for a good contest in the elimination. Not technically a jersey contest, but still sort of billed as our regional championship for this category. So far, great speed being set here at the front now. Wyatt Paul, the rider in black, leading things out. Quick upgrader from Cat 4s has continued to be a big factor in this field. That's 352, Brian Nieport. Our San Diego competitor. Look at that. It's been feeling like San Diego around here for the last few days, let me tell you. Finally getting some relief here from the heat yesterday, and it's been a good time to be in the pool. Right now, the racing is good here at the Velodrome. We've had some really good excitement here tonight in the elimination so far. This group looks like they're set for some great competition as well. Jamie Park coming all the way on the outside is going to leave someone else out in the bottom. Oh, geez. It's Snowblin, 347. 347 by another pretty small margin. I think it was pretty clear by the eye test, but man, just barely unable to find the space needed to take out Jors underneath him. We saw what Jors could do off the front when he was out here for the tempo. He's the rider in blue with the white helmet. He's at the back of the field right now. So he's trying to find a window to hold on another lap while the field accelerates. Can he stay in? Not going to stay. 307, as I start talking about, he's in that tough spot. Jors eliminated. That's a tough place to be in these small fields, down in that low part of the track, and maybe just hoping he had one more lap before he had to reposition and couldn't get it. That's the tough thing in this elimination. Sometimes it's skill, sometimes it's endurance and strength, sometimes there's some luck that plays into it too in the way these fields maneuver. Park going all the way around the outside. It's now Fowler in the toughest spot in the back. Whoa, bunching up here. 368 is Captus. Nice fit there from Fowler to find a small window to nudge himself in there. We've got ourselves down to 5. From the front is Malikian now trying to lead out this effort around to the home straight. 5 riders remain. Oh, 353 is John Reinders. Reinders for Team Sports, the rider in white. Again, Fowler in a close call. But good acceleration from the junior there to hold on. Jamie Park finds himself all the way at the back. Certainly a good competitor in this field left here between him, Wyatt Paul, Serge Malikian, and Fowler. We've got a good group of 4 working their way around the track. Park trying to accelerate the long way. Malikian's got the short lane. Fowler kind of sandwiched in the middle. Whoa! 336 is Malikian down the sprinter's lane. He had the short lane, but man, the acceleration from behind him just a bit too much. Wasn't able to grab it. Down to 3. Wyatt leading out this sprint now, and here comes the acceleration from Will and Jamie. Oh, Fowler in the middle trying to find a spot, just doesn't have enough. 3:45 getting the official nod, and that will be your last junior out of the group, Fowler. It's now Wyatt Paul leading out for Jamie Park, both riders riding at the blue line. Both making lots of moves and great acceleration here in the Cat 3 field throughout this season. Wyatt, a more recent joiner to the group, but already such a strong competitor, and he'll try to do it from the front in this match sprint feeling right here between these two. Jamie running at the wheel, trying to come around the outside. Park versus Wyatt Paul. Oh, it'll be the rider in the shorter lane, 3:49. Wyatt Paul from the front has enough jump for a good 200-meter sprint, and he'll close out this elimination as your winner. And the track does look open, folks. We are moving into the scratch races. First up, coming to the rail now, the open Cat 3-4 women are called up. These are some longer scratch races here today. We are going to start with a big 20-lap competition here for this group. On deck, the Cat 1-2 men for their regional champ scratch race. They're coming up next. 4 more races to go here this evening. About ready to start with our next group. This is the Open Cat 3-4 women for the scratch race. We got 4 scratch races remaining in our program for Friday Night Racing. Scratch racing is the purest form of racing at the Velodrome. We get to watch the racers go around a circle, and the first across the line at the end is the winner. 20 laps in total, 20 trips around the 400-meter Velodrome. At the end, you'll hear a bell at 1 to go before the final sprint, and then the finishing order will be determined on the final lap and the final lap alone. Racers start out at turn 4 if they're all together. We hope you've been enjoying tonight's presentation, our show here, the big show on Friday nights. We do it every single week in the summer months, and only a few more chances here in 2023. What a joy it has been to be doing this with you all. We've had great crowds, great showing for Derby Days. The Vision Grand Prix was a great, exciting weekend, and we've had lots of really good Friday night racing week after week. Here in Championship Month, things have been great too. We've been putting some jerseys on our top riders for the season. We've got a couple weeks left, and then we have our end of year where we get to really champion out who our Rider of the Year really will be. Some of our fields, I think we already know. Some we're waiting to sort it out as it's a bit close in some of our groups. We're going to be celebrating that. Check the newsletter. If you're not already subscribed to that, you can do so, velodrome.org. Go connect with us and sign up for the newsletter so that you know when that's happening and any other big announcements that are going on. Remember, the off-season is all about getting ready for the auction. Our big fundraiser that takes care of a big part of our financial needs for the season, helps pay for the staff that run this place and maintains the base operating costs of our facility. You can help us with the big auction by procurement help, or of course volunteering, or one of the easiest ways is buying a ticket, coming and buying some stuff. That's always great too. If you also want to look how to donate, that's also part of the plan. You can do that very easily through our website. You can donate to us with a big red button there right on the homepage. If you want to be a part of that auction planning, or you might have a service, company, product, vacation home, or package that may be of interest to our community, you may want to reach out to us. You can do so. We'd be happy to have you be a part of the off-season auction. That happens usually in the month of April. We'll give you more information as that gets closer. Again, stay tuned to the socials at JB Velodrome for all the good details there. 18 to go for the field. Your riders taking turns at the front now. Here comes Rue Tomko. You saw these two juniors, Gilchrist number 4 and Tomko number 25. They took the gloves off and had one heck of a contest back in their elimination race. Be interested to see who's going to rise to the top here in this crew for the scratch. Heather said hello, I hear. Heather Nielsen. I saw her earlier on the YouTubes. Heather, it's good to have you watching. I know you're out there enjoying the show. Justin just told me to give the shout out. We've got lots of good fans across the country tuning in, especially our racers when they're touring, or former riders that are out and about. Thank you for supporting us here on the YouTube efforts. We're down one operator today, so you've been basically just watching from the deck all day. A few views down there from the track during the Kitty Kilo, but that's what happens. We've got a bigger production and takes a little bit more hands-on to make these things happen. That is one of the main payouts, one of the big beneficiaries of raising money for the Velodrome has been the improvements to this effort. So if you want to help support the live stream or want to continue to see that develop and grow and maintain what it's doing, you can also donate in the name of the live stream, and you can also come to the auction and help support our mission there as well. Racers in the early goings of the scratch oftentimes are going to do what you're seeing here, rotating efforts at the front, taking turns to lead the field. If you've ever gone on that Sunday ride, you know that being at the front is the hardest work. The lead bird in the formation takes the win for the rest, and then everybody else is sitting in the draft. So that single file formation means the rider's actually moving pretty quick for them. So they want rest, they want to be efficient, they want to get into single file. So we're seeing that here in the early parts of this race. Your field seeing 15 to go. Still plenty of to go in this contest as Catherine Wade Easley, Heather Nielsen's teammate at the front there for Center Cycles. Followed by there's Lucy and Rue again, both trying to stay kind of near the front half of this field. Maybe they're feeling pretty strong today. Our big thanks again to Breakfast Racing Team. I know my puns have started to fall off a little bit as I was very heavy loaded when the kids and the families were here. But a big thanks to them for being here. Breakfast Racing Team is a women, trans, femme, and non-binary racing team aimed at supporting and developing new racers in the Pacific Northwest. They're kind of a Seattle-ish area, so kind of a large Seattle area, including some riders out of Bellingham, over here on the east side, and more. The racing team was founded in 2021 out of the Breakfast Cycling Club, a community for casual group rides and bike fun for any women, trans, femme, and non-binary riders. They want to emphasize they are not a ladies team. They are a WTFNB team, so very inclusive squad and doing great work in bringing all athletes into the sport. We appreciate being able to partner up with them today. Big value, the word inclusion. That's a huge one for them. Equity and, of course, support. Thank you again to Breakfast Racing Team for all of your work in bringing athletes together, making safe space for competitors to show up and have a community. And what a fitting day here to also be teaming up with Redmond Pride. I want to remind everybody that we've been partnering with them this year to promote their upcoming event happening in 2 weeks on September 2nd in Downtown Park in Redmond. Redmond Pride is coming to you. The event will feature 55 local LGBTQ plus vendors and an array of incredible queer performers during its 12 to 5 p.m. run. This event is brought to you by Pride Across the Bridge, an Eastside LGBTQ plus run nonprofit that supports our queer community through special events and recurring races specific to the East Side. Check them out at redmondpride.org and prideacrossthebridge.com. Again, that event happening in 2 weeks on September 2nd at the Downtown Park in Redmond. Our thanks to Redmond Pride for reaching out and partnering with us this year. Your races right now continue to work through their efforts and taking their turns. They did just see 12 to go, nearing the halfway point. Not any big efforts to try to break from this group, but you notice there have been some riders taking more efforts at the front, trying to keep it a little bit quicker in the early parts. No rest for these riders in the scratch. You got to put in your effort here to be able to earn the right to sprint at the end. Riders now coming the home straight, seeing 11 to go. Next week is Fred's race. We got racing Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, as we're going to have a lot of sessions to host all of the racing going on. Regional championships for the Masters and the Juniors, plus one session for the elites. Team sprints, team pursuits, and the sprinters will also be going on during the weekend. Racers, you can now get registered online at the Race Reg portal. Make sure to select all of the races you'd like to compete in. Reach out if you have any kind of questions or concerns to webadmin@velodrome.org, webadm@velodrome.org if you'd like some help with getting signed up or you see any issues with the registration form. Happy to help assist with that. Again, registration for Fred's race now open starting next weekend. We've got lots of great racing going on throughout the weekend, starting first with a normal Friday night racing session for the fans. You can expect us to be here again at 7 o'clock. Group saw 10 to go. Diebler digging in a little bit here, so good acceleration as they see 9 to go. Christine Diebler for Liquid Velo showed some great strength already tonight. Maybe trying to reestablish themselves here in the middle of the race. And this gets met as it looks like Caitlin Pellebrook of the Breakfast Racing team matches in on the effort. And this causes a bit of effort and scramble in the field now. As we kind of reach past that halfway point, there's been enough laps down. This is a good chance to try to maybe put a little extra hurt, drop the hammer, and see how the riders respond. Good response from most of the field now. Couple of short pulls here, but the speed's still coming at the front. I believe that's Renna coming to the front there for a moment. Fuller, one of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders, if I'm not mistaken. No, mistaken. Indeed, I am. That's number 216, our rider, Caitlin Sweetaja. I have not seen a lot out here at the Velodrome, so a new face for me to get used to. Brenna Fuller is still out there, though. She's in the lineup. Still a couple more laps to go. They saw 7 the last time coming across the line. So nice midway attack. It's been brought back together, so really wasn't allowed to really snap apart at any point. Good hustle from the whole group, and that resets the tempo. Riders maybe want to catch their breath again before any more attacks come together. That was Laura Safranek at the front, number 228, but now here comes Breakfast again as Caitlin looks like wants to put on a move. Getting close here to the final laps. They're going to be seeing 5 to go. Nice acceleration, but it's held on to most of the field. Sort of stretching things out. You can see the hurt that's putting on some of these riders. And then one of our juniors comes to the front. Rue, I think, is going to be very smart here at the end of the race. Knows that they've got enough strength to hold on any attacks. Just need to be in this field and be ready for the final sprint. Number 4 also right in the mix here. Gilchrist, who's shown great strength here tonight. Trying to be ready for that final jump, not take too many leads on the lap. Closing down on this finish now, seeing 3 to go. Next couple laps will be all about the setup. Gathering up on the back straight. Again, we're going to watch here in the next half lap or so where the position is starting to set up. After they come around one more time, we'll be hearing the bell. Moving to that blue line right in the middle. Rue's watching both sides. Again, we saw their strength during the elimination. So certainly a rider to watch there in this group. Diebler, who made that midway attack, kind of coming to the front again as well. A little bit of a nudge there in the sprinters lane as both Rue and Diebler kind of moving towards the front. Tomko trying to take over the front of this race a bit now as they move up. Moving up higher now. Everybody's just kind of under power, but nobody's fighting for the sprinters lane. Diebler just continue to hold on to the acceleration. It's well before the bell. Is there going to be a bit of a reset, or is this the race now? As we come around the corner, they do deaccelerate just a hair coming across the track. We are at 1 to go. The 20-lap scratch coming to a close. 1 to go. 1 to go. Wade Easley, number 88, alongside number 25, Rue Tomko. The riders going into turn 1 and now 2, being followed by number 4, Lucy Gilchrist, kind of slots right in the middle of the 2 lead riders. Tomko and Gilchrist right in position. Here comes Wade Easley. This is the race we're expecting. Rue's been holding on to this great effort until now. Well played, well thought out. Here comes Gilchrist, who also has been showing good form tonight. These 2 juniors so strong here. It's head-to-head competition has been great between them. Wade Easley coming at them as well. A good 3-up sprint here. Wade Easley trying to run at it. It'll be Tomko and, Tomko on the inside, unofficially number 25. So close. Gilchrist nearly getting the catch with a nice bike throw to match. Just, a hair short. Tomko so strong from the sprinter's lane. Takes it all the way back there from turn 2. Really coming on strong here in 2023. A great finish here tonight for the Cat 3-4 Open Women. That is clear for the Cat 1-2 men to come to the rail. Riders up for your next race. To the rail. .40 laps on the lap cards. We're in the neutral 4, the regional championship in the scratch race for our Cat 1-2 men. Said to be a great contest here to fight over another jersey. We'll get them started after neutral if they're still all together. Once again, thank you for those that have made the journey into the Velodrome, into the park here today to join us in person. It's been a wonderful environment. We had lots of parents and kids show up for the Kitty Kilo. A good turnout, and we still have fans hanging out around turn 1 down here onto the home straight and in the beverage garden. We appreciate you being here with our racers and keeping the action alive. Thank you, thank you. And of course, to those still tuned on YouTube, thanks for being a part of the live broadcast. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing. Leave that thumbs up and let us know what you like. And of course, give a shout out to one of the riders in this group if you want to make some noise for anybody. Our riders getting set to start out of turn 4 if they're still all together. .40 to go. This is going to be an intense race with lots of buildup and excitement. It's a long one, but that makes the ending just that much more exciting. Chip Chase for Liquid Velo takes the lead lap. Number 218, Watts, and 228, Safranek to the judges stand, please. 218, Watts, and 228, Safranek to the judges stand, please. A little bit of pop there in the middle of the field as they came across the line. Everything looks okay, though. Sometimes that's the sound of a mechanical issue. So a slightly larger field, and with the kinds of riders we have here tonight, you're going to see a more mixed set of attacks and sometimes even some riders getting away. So every lap has that potential. These early laps, the first attack you see likely is not going to get away. It's the frequency and the number of attacks that could pay off here in the end. So some of these riders not interested in sprinting in a big bunch sprint at the end may try to go a slightly different format. These first ones, though, always so tough to get away, as these riders so strong, they're going to be determined to keep this thing mostly together as long as they can, especially if some of those lead riders are anywhere near the back of that field, which I see some of the strong riders I expect to be contending for this regional championship today, already hovering kind of in the middle of the field. They're not going to want to let anything break apart here unless they're in it. Gallagher, your rider who finished second in the elimination, moving high onto the rail to go reset himself all the way back at the back of this long line. Again, showing some confidence that it's not going to get apart. He's okay moving back there. He doesn't feel the need to contest these moves at the front. And that's just kind of how these scratch races tend to play out, but not always, especially on a regular Friday night. I think that's a fairly safe play for our riders to make here. Matty Hers at the front. There'll be Ben Flom next for Fell Swoop Racing. Takes a short pole, gives Mario Sandoval now the lead. Rider 101, our rider of the year from last year, who's had some good showings in the last couple of Friday nights. Here at 36 to go. Kenny Williams for Center Cycles. Coach to many and a savvy racer himself, the rider number 114. This year also taking a stint at coaching the Jerry Baker Juniors in part in their preps for nationals. He takes a nice strong pull there around for the group and gives up room for Ludo Max, who beats Cycling. Now at 35 to go. Next up is going to be Christian Miller for the 10-speed Hero Team number 123. We'll take the next pole and keep things quick. It's not at top speed yet. You can see the back half of the field is 2 riders wide, indicating that there's a little more room for it to be a bit faster. If it's truly at top speed or those riders are really trying to push out some serious wattage, the riders are going to try to hide in that field long and single file. There'll be nobody side by side. So we're sort of in a fast cruise mode right now. 34 laps to go as Chip Chase for Liquid Velo is on the front, followed by Chris Wilson, number 107 for Fount Cycling. Again, many of these riders happy on the early laps to take these big, strong 200-meter poles and go all the way back to rest as they do their part and then recover. This is another great race for Bowie to be on top of. There's no question that he's always a favorite if he's starting here this season. Whether it's having to put in an endurance type of effort and get into a break, or if it's sprinting out of the group, always a dangerous rider. That's the rider in green and purple, number 124. Now just 3 wheels back from the front, 2 wheels back now. We'll see if anybody else can find a way to upset him, including that junior who got all the way up to the top there in the elimination. The 16-year-old Gallagher made it fast and hard for Bowie all the way to the end, as he knew how to stay in that group. He's got great endurance and good smarts here, and certainly has the overall kind of kit to be able to compete in this scratch. And there's plenty more in this group that are of interest here tonight. The middle of the group has some veteran racers in this area, including Matty Hers, number 104, Christian Miller, 123. Those two both have the ability to throw down here today as well and are going to be competitors in this scratch. It's just a matter of when we're going to see them make their move. For the Fount Cycling Guild, number 107, Chris Wilson also has put some really impressive wins on in the Velodrome here, and some usually in very unexpected ways. He has incredible endurance and incredible dig and determination, so if he gets in the right place at the right time, he's always a threat. Here goes Andy Baker, though, from the middle of the field. A nice acceleration for him. He's going to put in the first real attack of the race, and this is where I said the first attack very rarely is going to stick. Most of the field is going to be very anxious to catch. A lot of acceleration, a lot of response. It's immediate. Just bam, there's the response, there's the acceleration. Baker says, all right, done enough, pull up. Let's just get things rolling a bit. Bowie was the first to catch, and then the rest of the field's right there with him. No surprise that the first attack, even 10 laps into the race, is brought together again. The question is someone going to try to go again? No surprise that Ben Flom will do just that. I think we have him signed up for an hour attempt, the hour record attempt in September. He has that kind of endurance, so he loves just going and keeping the pace fast. Sees a window and just keeps on going. Gallagher says, okay, I think I can jump on board for this. We got a break of 2, just inches away, it feels like, from the field now. And there goes Fount Cycling 107. Chris Wilson says, time to go catch this down real quick. Gallagher and Flom have an unexpected teammate of Chris Wilson who comes underneath. He's now at the front. He's just going to keep it rolling. .28 to go, I'm seeing here, is Wilson will go ahead and pull up. He's not on the attack. He just was maintaining that speed from his acceleration earlier as they catch the leaders quickly. Next will be Carl Hofer, the rider in green for Fount Cycling, comes to the front on this lap, seeing 27 to go now. Bowie, Martin right behind him, the next 2 riders. So plenty of laps to go. This is all just setting up for the tension and the anticipation of the finish. No points, no eliminations, nothing to get in the way. Just pure speed here today in the points. Siegel trying to route up the crowd with his impressive show of speed earlier. 26 to go. Good acceleration here from Martin, who really pulls up the pace. So another sort of midway attack as we continue the pressure from the front. Bit of a gap here opening up, but it's not very big just yet. You have a front group of 7 starting to form. That's now Christian Miller at the front, not wanting to back off the tempo just yet. Many riders abandoning this, though, as Miller pulls up. Respecting his speed and wanting to watch where he's at. Hers will stay on it, though, as now at 25 to go, Maddie will continue at least to keep the same tempo as they had before. And back to kind of coming together again, just under the normal acceleration of the field at the moment. Short pole for Gallagher as he tries to hold on for more effort later. Wilson coming to the front now for his pole, seeing 24 to go. Kenny Williams back on the front again, the rider in blue on the lead of the lap as everything's sort of at a good moderate tempo again. Most of the riders pretty comfortable just sitting in that single file, but not a whole lot of scramble in the group right now as we're all in contact and all riding smooth at 23 laps remaining. No brakes, no coasting. This is very smooth riding out of this field right now as the group really demonstrating both the control that the bikes offer and sort of the comfort that this group gets with each other. Our family of riders compete week after week throughout the summer, and they become very familiar with each other. There's a lot of confidence in their riding. There's a lot of shared understanding in the way that this group moves and maneuvers. So far, it's been a lot of that here today. It's quite a bit of rotation at who's at the front. A few moderate attacks, nothing too strong yet. And certainly this very athletic field is not letting anything move away from them too early. They just saw 22 to go. Joanne Kazanowski tuning in. We know Joanne. We love Joanne. She's tuning in to cheer on. It looks for Maddie and Carl. I'm imagining that they are 2 riders certainly to be watching here in this group. For sure, 104, Maddie has already put on a couple of good efforts here tonight. Hofer for the Found Cycling Guild in the green. He's about 5th wheel now from the front on the back straight. International super talent and coach Kazanowski's made her way out here to the Velodrome several times, and we've always great to hear from her. So thanks for tuning in, Joanne. Good to hear from you. As our fans of the Velodrome from all over the world can enjoy the show here on the YouTube. Our crew now continue to cruise along as they pass the halfway point at 20 to go. Nothing too crazy in the first half of the race. This is where the endurance really starts to play a bigger role. As overall, the speed's been pretty good here. So riders are going to start getting into that zone where it's going to get a little harder to respond to each of these attacks as they come. So look for the next one or maybe the next 2 to really be critical. 19 to go now as Hofer finds the front. Bowie looks like he wants to accelerate the field a little bit. In fact, he gets that hands down on the drops a little bit or onto the bar, sort of in a drop down arrow position. That's usually a signal that he wants to accelerate. So he'll put in a pretty hard pull here. He tries to keep the group moving. This is that phase of the race where, again, you're starting to get over that hill of the endurance. The riders that have it and the riders that don't, this is where it's going to start to hurt a bit more. 18 to go. Another thing to be watching is who isn't coming to the front or how long they're staying up there. And I think we're going to start seeing some of those strong finishers try to be a little more careful about their efforts and stay a little bit more conservative. So keep an eye on who's not coming to the front here at 17 to go. Speaking of which, here's Chip Chase for his pole. Darlene, also up there for a short pole, will try to get out of the way. Let Wilson, who's not been shying away from the front, he makes his way up here again to pull the group through and keep the tempo moving. Good consistency in tempo. It's just generally been faster tonight with a few, again, attacks early on. We've sort of settled in here. I'm surprised I've not seen a lot more aggression yet. Now it's 16 to go. Everyone's kind of holding their cards. Everything's close to the chest right now. No one's trying to feel things out too much too early. Kind of pushing the action towards the end of the race. There's two of my favorites again here in this race, Bowie and Gallagher at the front. No question that they are strong racers here tonight, and they showed it in the elimination. So Gallagher now putting in his pole at 15 to go, and he's got Miller right behind him, another name that's been putting up some really good results this season. Nick Martinez takes over at the front for a moment, and here comes Andrew Martin for the 10-Speed Hero team. Hasn't made as many appearances here in 2023, but he's always got good speed when he does show, and here he is trying to pull this thing apart a little bit. Actually, he manages to get a small snap in the field as Wilson, number 107, pulls up and says, I'm not willing to close that gap down. That leaves a small hole here at 14 to go. Grinsell, Williams, and Martin just doing enough to force some reaction. Bit of bunching at the front as there's a lot of riders pulling off quickly. 13 to go. It just feels like we're holding on still to a lot of plays. There's a lot of attacks and acceleration still to come. And that's in part just because the field has just been moving pretty quick, that actually there's been a lot of effort spent. It just doesn't look flashy. There's just been a lot of overall speed from the group, just from watching it from my perspective. So that's part of it too, is just that with that kind of speed, it's harder to get any sort of attack forming. You're not able to jump on anybody. There's no surprise. Everybody's just got to work hard just to stay in what's going on. 12 to go. Bowie comes to the front again for just a moment. He's alongside of Hofer. At 11 to go, it's a lot the same here, but now a little bit more tempo. You can see the group getting a little bit more stretched out. Gallagher accelerating a bit at the front. He'll try to find a spot in the middle maybe, as he doesn't want to go too far back, feeling he's not going to find a spot pretty early on though. And that's part of the reason too you'll see this second lane form, is that riders don't want to go to the tail end. They want to be a bit closer to the front, and they feel they can handle not being in that single file, just so they don't have to move so far in case there's an attack at the front, which it feels like there's something coming. We're now at 10 to go, and we just haven't seen anything really of great substance off the front yet. Field watching this rider closely as he starts to try to move the pace up a little bit again, and no one's letting him go anywhere. It's not going to be Bowie that's going to start this thing, I think. Nolan Adams up the front for a moment. Hasn't taken a lot of poles. He's a good sprinter out of the bunch, and he's been very careful with his efforts, so he might also be able to find a good finish here tonight if this group stays all together. Number 111. 9 to go for the field. Little Max on the front at 8 to go. That small snap you're seeing there is just, that can go away quickly as the front not really looking to scramble away. In fact, both the front and the middle of the groups sort of hesitating here. This is where riders are trying to be protective of their efforts, knowing that if it stays together, they're going to have one big one left. And this is a great window for a rider like Ben Flom. So he's going to try to make the jump over at the blue line. No one was watching for this. maybe not feeling the pressure from the solo rider break. This could be at least something interesting here to see from the rider from Fell Swoop. So a good run at it. Again, this is the good distance for this rider, an 8-lap effort, just about right for him. The problem is he's got a really powerful field and no help to give him a break. But again, at least forcing a response here. Six to go. Flom off the front. He's got a nice gap here, but I think he knows that the field has got plenty of horsepower to chase this down. He's going to fly high and let this thing come underneath him. At least that was a move. I love it. Let's see if we can get one more before the bell, because it's getting awfully close here. We're coming down to 5 laps remaining as they come onto the home straight. Chris Wilson now making his way back up to the front. Your Rider of the Year right on his wheel. 5 to go. Feels like 35 laps of athleticism is just going to lead to 1 to go, and a very explosive and exciting finish, I imagine. The question is how early will that sprint start? Is someone going to try to jump it 3 or 4 laps before the bell and try to make it a longer effort, or we're going to let it go all the way to the end and just let the fastest finisher win? I think a few riders in this group need to try to consider what's the best route here. Hers trying to maneuver himself through some windows here. Here he goes. Matty Hers found his window. Gallagher said, I'm not going to let you go. It's 4 to go. Hers is on a big scrambling move there. He did nice maneuvering as it was a little bit busy, a little bit of traffic he had to fly through. But he maneuvers it nicely with it, and Gallagher just following him right through traffic says, okay, man, you're in the lead. You're in the driver's seat. Get me through this mess. He comes out in front, and then Matty says, I'm done. Now Gallagher is kind of out hanging dry. Is he going to continue on this effort? He's got Ludo, it looks like, right behind him. Pardon me, that's Carl Hofer, number 141 at 3 to go. I'm not sure Gallagher wants to do with it. You can already see him putting a little bit of back pressure on the pedals. He's actually de-accelerating, knowing that's not the move he wants. He needs to get back in and recover. Thinking that Hers might have been burning. That final match for the scratch here today does not do so. So both riders have to kind of pull off. Hofer's just off the front, kind of dangling there, a little bit like a carrot on the stick now, as he realizes, yeah, I'm not going anywhere either. I need to set up for the end of this race. Get out of the way. One rider in front of the field is not going anywhere here at 2 to go. It's together. It's going to be a sprint. Basically now it's just waiting for the jump. So you can see a lot of the field moves to the blue line. Chip Chase does not want to let it go that long, so he'll start the acceleration. Liquid Velo getting some love and respect for the jump out of turn 2 here. Chip Chase digging in deep. Not a name that I've called as a favorite in this field, and the field kind of showing him like, all right, you go, Chip. Let's see what you got. Here comes the chase now from Flom. Chip leading things out at 1 to go. 1 to go in our regional championship. The catch coming from Flom now. He leads the rest of the field, the full-size acceleration. Look out for the Rider of the Year. You're about to see a rocket go off, folks, out of this field. Side by side with Miller, but not for long. Here goes Bowie. How do you catch this guy? I don't know. None of them know. You just have this happen week after week. John Bowie again. Andrew Martin for the 10-speed hero, making it look very fast there as well, number 135. And there's Sandoval, number 101, who's been quiet tonight, has a great finish here in the scratch race. What a good race for him, number 101. But Bowie, what can you say, man? Another one. He's going to have a wall of jerseys from 2023. That was a very fast and busy finish, so a few riders still on the track here. Hold on. Still some riders on the track here, folks. Heads up. And the track is open for the next field. To the rail, your open category 1 and 2 women competitors in the open women field. To the rail. Another regional championship jersey on the line for the open category 1-2 field here. Our women going to be throwing down for a regional championship in the scratch race. And this is a 25-lap contest. You hear a bell at 1 to go. Your first rider across the line wears the jersey and gets bragging rights for the rest of this season at least. Until next season, really. That's a whole year bragging rights. That's a valuable thing to win here today. We've still got some more great racing coming up. This is our last 2 events here tonight. First, the Open 1, 2, and 3, women competitors going in for their Scratch Regional Championships, followed by the Cat 3 men for their Scratch. Next week, Fred's race. A few more weeks of racing before we close out the 2023 season. You can tune in right here on YouTube, or of course come to the park next Friday for a Friday night racing session during Fred's race. 7 o'clock start per usual. And the sound of the whistle means racing is underway. 25 to go. A quick opening lap here as we get right up to speed under the power of that sprint from the whistle. Seeing 24 to go, and the group will catch the breath again after that first opening sprint effort. And we settle ourselves in for at least a few laps of pace setting, kind of getting ourselves into the groove again. You saw that from the last group. No surprise, you'll see something kind of similar here. None of the early attacks are likely to stick anyway, so riders are going to be kind of conservative and smart with their efforts in the early goings of this competition. It's been a great 2023. If you're a fan of Velodrome racing, or if this is something you're new to, either way, you can go learn more and watch a lot of racing by reviewing all of the racing we've had on our YouTube. You can go to our channel, JB Velodrome, and rewatch every Friday night and all the special racing that we've had this year. There's been some great moments, some great wins, some really exciting things that have gone on, not just on our regular Friday nights, but also at our special events, including the 2023 Vision Grand Prix. Our junior takeover was a lot of fun. Lots of great things to rewatch and view there. Again, you can find us on YouTube, JB Velodrome, the channel name, and rewatch all of the racing for 2023 and as well as from years previous. We started streaming on YouTube just a few years back, so you can get all the action from 2022 and 2021 as well, exclusively through our YouTube channel. Your field moving together and seeing 22 to go as Glover moves out of the way for Lucy Dorr. Slightly smaller field means we're a little bit more familiar with all of our riders. I think I've gotten the introductions down a few times here. So you're going to see some of those similar strengths we've seen before. So we're going to be looking out for, let's see, Claire Law, number 6, who won in that elimination race. Your Rider of the Year, number 11, Annette Williams, always a good racer in the scratch. If she's in this bunch sprint, look out for her. Scoville, number 1, always good to watch in these sprint formats as well with 21 to go here. Number 9, Darlene, has been having a good season. Glover, who we started seeing showing up here just a few weeks back, used to be a bit more of a name we saw around, has been taking a bit of time away from the Velodrome, is starting to show some good speed here tonight. So I think we can also enjoy and look forward to a bit of a show from our Portland area rider, Aaron Glover. They're one of the losses here in the story of Velodrome racing in the country, as we had a Portland Velodrome that is no longer functioning, no longer exists. So we serve now as the last remaining facility in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, at least. So happy to have some Portland riders make their way up here. Claire Law shuffling away here on the front. Whoa, that caused quite the reaction there. That looks to be 19 to go as Dorr now comes to the front, number 28. A member of the very significant Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. I mean significant in quantity. They've got a lot of riders and also quality, as they've got a number of championship medals to their name already. for Junior Nationals. The Jerry Baker Juniors is a local team of all junior racers supported by their own nonprofit. And they started just a few years back and already 45 plus junior riders, over 20 that made their way down to California this past year to compete in nationals for the juniors. So if you see the team in black with blue and red with the proud logo of the Velodrome on it, you know you're seeing a young rider that's supported by our staff and our Velodrome. They get a lot of training opportunities, a lot of support from our local staff here. I'm proud to see, again, that team growing. If you want to learn more about them, jerrybakerjuniors.org has a few fun facts about the team, some great pictures, and just a little bit more about what they are and what they're trying to do with that team. Again, the website, jerrybakerjuniors.org. If you want to learn more about the partnership junior team. Claire Law trying to drop another hammer here. Number 6. It's her racing team's night, so got to make a splash here. Lucy Dorr matching tempo very well. Maybe feeling like this is a chance to put on an effort with another strong racer. Erin Glover is trying to scramble as quick as she can to get onto that wheel and benefit from the draft as she's sort of out in the wind right now. Just about to get up there behind Dorr now as Claire Law is driving this train hard, trying to leave Williams and the rest of these sprinters behind her. Law hustling away at 16 to go. Dorr really impressive here to match the tempo, really hold on to the wheel, just stuck onto her as soon as that acceleration happened. Now here comes what looks to be Rue Tomko catching onto the wheel of Glover, who still has a small gap here but looks to be closing it down a bit. And with the catch, your break will sit up for a moment. That was a devastating effort, though. At 15 to go, there's going to be more of that. Yeah, definitely after that acceleration, the group requiring a little bit more oxygen for a quick reset. So there's a bit of a pause here in the speed, and that's a good time for Darlene to put in an effort as well. So the rider in blue picking right back up again at 14 to go. Darlene on the lead, just trying to re-accelerate things again. Law very quickly wants to be in on this effort. .13 to go, and there's Darlene still back here at the front. So we're selling into a tempo now after the attack from Darlene, basically back into our main field. Remains 7 competitors here in the group. 12 to go. Scoville on the front now. Claire Law actually moving up, not wanting to take a pull right now, maybe saving it for another jump later. Darlene now stuck into the lead role. That's Erin Glover, our Portland area rider, right behind her. And following that is your Rider of the Year jersey wearer currently, Annette Williams. This field with a little bit closer contest for the Rider of the Year. The runaway favorite in the Cat 1-2s, Bowie, continuing to pick up more even tonight. We'll see how this field ends up. Williams doing some good work in the past couple of weeks to set herself up for a possible victory here at the end of the season. Now seeing 11 to go. Couple of our racers double dipping here today as the open women are competing with an overlapping category 3 in both groups. Impressive night here for Ruth Tomko, who came to the front there for a bit. Not just being very successful in the Cat 3-4 races today, but also managing to keep tempo here and look like a competitor amongst this group. So number 25 having a really good evening, getting stronger with the double duty and really still being very competitive. Nine to go. Law at the front again. We'll at least try to dig just a little bit. Try to push the pedals over at a little quicker tempo. Again, negotiating some kind of response from the field. They get moving pretty quickly. Once again, it's Lucy Dorr that is able to answer the call and come right back up onto the wheel quickly. Eight to go. Getting down to it here. They're going to be seeing 7 to go. The Open Women competitors here in this Cat 1-2-3 Regional Championship been out here for plenty of time already. I see enough time here and a window for number 6 to be considering another attack, and I bet the field's watching her closely. And as soon as Claire does move up to the blue line, that's exactly what both Glover and Williams does. So no surprises. They're kind of watching what Law does. They saw the overall strength she brought to the elimination. She's already put in a couple of dangerous efforts during the scratch race, so she's a bit of the mover and the shaker in the group right now. So getting a bit of respect is the Breakfast Racing team rider. Hitting the blue line, seeing 6 to go. Your field looking around each other as they all move high. A bit of rest as they position themselves closely together at a very moderate tempo. Here goes Law, making another jump out of turn 3. Kelly responds in kind. These two are meant to go together. If they could figure out a break here between these two, this could be very significant. At 5 to go, here goes Rue, number 25. Again, showing such improvement here in the past couple of weeks and putting in double effort tonight. Still, they're not too tired to try to make this bridge. Good showing for the junior here this evening. Darlene and Law making it hard on these competitors to stay with their acceleration. They're going to have to find a way to claw back into this quickly. 4 to go. Claire's still on the lead of the effort now. The field's bearing down on them. Number 25 doing quite a bit of this work to get them together again, with Dora right behind her. I mean, that gap is non-existent. That's a gap of about 2 bike lengths at most, as they'll now allow the field to kind of come underneath, and this will give the chance for the athletes to maybe get a bit more oxygen in the system, a small opportunity for rest, as those muscles are going to be called on again for one more jump, one more snap here before the finish, or more. We'll see. The field seeing 3 to go as they come onto the home straight. Three to go. Darlene sneaking on the front a little bit. Let's look, keep everybody honest and watch her. Darlene and Law both pull up. That brings Williams with them. The juniors, who have been so capable in this field, both of them moving to the front now. Both Dor and Tomko. Everyone's still above the blue line, though. This is kind of that rest before the big effort, the silence before the storm. The peace before wartime. before the gloves come off in this final sprint. They're going to be seeing 2 to go on the home straight now. 2 to go. Sort of watching around at each other here. This feels like the right opportunity for a few of the riders, so I think everybody's kind of on edge, making sure that this all stays in a certain pattern here. In fact, Glover kind of moving up track a bit, almost creating a small box for a couple of our competitors. Is a bit of a hard position to be in here. The juniors just almost oblivious, just kind of rolling away from it a bit here. They've got the blue line guarded. Everybody else is kind of guarding the rail with Law sort of sandwiched in between. Coming into the bell, this is the acceleration now. Williams is going to try and get it going at the blue line. Now Law trying to roll it along the rail, no surprise. Law runs at it, that's a good acceleration for number 6. Claire in the lead of this one. Annette Williams waited for the jump. She just needs to get to that wheel. Here comes Scoville. Another rider I said if this is a bunch sprint you're going to want to watch out for. Darlene's got good acceleration. Look at this sprint from number 9. She comes along the right side and closes the window down. Makes it very hard for Scoville to get on the sprint. It's going to be a Williams and Darlene and Law. Great sprint to finish this one out. Here comes the women to the finish. It's going to be Darlene, Williams, Darlene, Williams, Darlene. Number 9 will take the championship jersey with a great finish. Wow. Darlene. We've seen some great speed out of this young rider here this year, our collegiate competitor. Not necessarily in that type of a bunch sprint format, though. Able to figure it all out and put together the victory here today, just in the right form and sort of athleticism needed for that long scratch and a good, fast finish. Great finish there for our open category 1, 2, 3 women competitors in a good contest there. Kelly pulling out a great victory in the bunch sprint. That gives room now for our final group, the Cat 3 men to the rail for the scratch. .30 laps on the cards. One more scratch race this evening before we'll be closing down shop. Hopefully be enjoying the show here tonight. The Friday night, the big show, the lights are on, the beverage garden's open, the food trucks roll in, and of course the fans show up in great numbers. Thank you for making your way into the park to help make Friday night racing so special. We are known across the country for having great audiences, for having so many people that support bike racing, for having great sponsorship. Thank you to all that helped make tonight and all of our Friday night races possible. And if you were here in person, you were part of the show, you are very important to this community. So thank you again for showing your support and coming on into the Velodrome today. We have one last contest. These riders are in their neutral. They'll be coming out of turn 4. If they're all together, we'll get that whistle sounded, and we have 30 laps to go in this scratch race contest for the Cat 3s. Racing's underway, 30 to go. Serge Malikian trying to make something happen here on the very first lap. A bit of an acceleration that the field doesn't really respond to, so this creates a very early in the race break of 2 now. This will be John Reinders also joining in on the effort at 29 to go. You've got a break of 2. Pardon me, Justin Captis, number 368 for Premier Racing. Nice move for Justin as he joins in on Serge. Put a little bit of pressure on this field. It's a long race, but you might as well make it happen in sort of this sort of fashion, create some kind of reaction and see how the field responds. So Captis now and Malikian working together in turn 3. And that's Reinders now, the rider in white, trying to catch back up. .28 to go. And the leaders get pulled back into the action here on the back straight. Captain sees he's got riders on his wheel. He'll pull up and let the field move underneath. .27 to go. It's Colbert at the front for a moment, pulls up to give Fowler room, who quickly abandons the lead, as does Snoblin. Quick rotations here at the front as riders holding on to their efforts a bit. Now it's Brian Nieport, the rider in red. I believe number 352 that was at the lead for a moment. Seeing 26 to go. Don't forget to tune in for all of the racing action for the rest of this season on the YouTube. And of course, follow us on the socials so you get updated in the off season. You get reminders for the upcoming end of year party if you want to come celebrate that with us as we crown our Riders of the Year and celebrate another great season. And of course, all the planning in the off season, getting ready for our auction and other events that will be coming up before we start racing up again in 2024 at JB Velodrome on Twitter/X and Instagram. Our channel name for YouTube, also JB Velodrome. And for the Facebook fans out there, you can also find us there. The Velodrome fan page. Just search for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome and you'll find us in no time. Our group rolling around right now after the early attack. It's been fairly moderate here as Mike George takes a turn at the front. Now it's going to be Aerotech Racing dueling up between Snoblin at the front. Right behind him is his partner in crime, James Campbell Harris. I think his position on the team number 311 is officially Top Gun. Serge Malikian makes a jump here, number 336. No response. He says, I don't want to do this alone. I was just trying to get something to happen. The field not really jumping on the bait. No takers. He'll come back into the field. That's Justin Captis now moving to the front for the field, continuing this sort of moderate pace we've been at here for the past few laps. Still effort being put out by the group, as you can see, as Captis is accelerating just enough to force the single file line now. So good tempo here at 22 to go. Good time to close out the evening with us. If you're still out here around the Velodrome enjoying the racing, come on into the beverage garden. Treat yourself to Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders. Delicious local brews being served right here in the Velodrome every Friday night. The $7 pint pour is essentially a donation. You are helping raise money for the Velodrome and help keep our racing programs going and thriving here. And you get to enjoy a delicious drink from our partners, Postdoc Brewing, of course. Their tasting room and brew house is right outside of the park. You can find them just over there, kind of in the direction over turn 2. Delicious and very unique crafts from them. And of course, our friends at Locust Ciders. We have a cycling connection to the founder there, Jason Spears, who was a part of and is a part of our racing community. And their brand's gone national, Locust Ciders. And of course, they also have a local tasting room in Woodinville, pretty close to where we are. Our thanks to our 2023 beverage sponsors once again for stepping up big time. You can show love to them by being patrons of them at your local grocery stores. Look for Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders. $20 to go. The field still kind of working through their paces right now. There's Malikian back at the front. Wyatt Paul, who will take over now. The rider in black with the pink socks takes the lead position.
And as this race is winding down for all of our categories today, we're doing 3 podiums. And overall for the night, the Scratch Race Regional Championship and the Elimination Regional Championship. So we will be doing 3 podiums for each category at the end of this race.
Field saw 19 to go. Last time they came around. Kit Colbert now at the front. This has been a really consistent tempo, and it's been pretty quick here for the last couple of laps, as this field looks like they're really under some sort of possession here to go fast. 18 to go. John Reinders, number 353 at the front. Now Mike Jors. That's right, the new tasting room right here in Redmond for Locust Ciders. I've been by that location right in the center of Redmond Town Center, so I cannot forget to mention that. Located right in the central pavilion, actually. So that's pretty convenient for our Redmond fans. $17 to go now. Another favorite part about Locust Ciders is you don't get to go in and just get great beverages, but they also have like retro game consoles in there and stuff. It's fun. You can like pick up the controller and play some Nintendo. It's a great time. Good hang there in Locust Ciders and Postdoc, but also a very pet-friendly location Postdoc is. They got food trucks there all the time and great delicious brews. And again, the biggest thing is that both of these companies have provided beverages to help support what we do here. So a big thanks again to them, and make sure to check them out if you're a local. Rolling around here, still keeping a fairly consistent tempo. That was Captus at the front for a moment. There's Kit Colbert again. Not finding a lot of impetus in this group yet without there being any points or any kind of medium sprint anywhere in the middle of this thing. The group's sort of just underpowered to keep it very consistent. People take their turns, get out of the way, keep it rolling. Interesting here as Colbert pulls up, though, the field mostly showing they want to rest, but Mike Jors will continue. As most of the field pulls up, he comes right up to the front to hold on to the speed at 15 to go. It's good to have smart fans out there, smarter than me on the YouTube, keeping me honest. Aaron Glover says hi to Sean with a wave and a very happy smile and laugh. If you're one of my very smart fans out there helping me on the YouTube chat, thank you for tuning in and continue to support us. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. If all of you do that, that makes a big difference on the video having a chance to be seen by more people. More people seeing our channel means more ad revenue for our fine nonprofit. It means more visibility on the sport, and it means more ability for us to show our sponsors that we have really good coverage and a really wide reach. Please help us with a thumbs up and the subscription to help us in that journey to promote and support racing here in the Pacific Northwest. 13 to go, and Snowblend trying to put in an effort here. The field still hasn't had to have a whole lot of responses yet. I think they're still fresh enough to have a contest here for any kind of a breakaway. So Snowblend will pull up pretty quickly, but he does get the jump. He'll try it again, I think, before this race is over. $12 to go, and the group is bunching up here. James Campbell Harris, number 311, sitting above the blue line, serves as the front of this group, but he's waiting for someone else to jump. Park sort of pretending to come up to speed. He doesn't make any adjustment yet. The whole group at the blue line. That'll invite Serge Malicki to make another jump. He's looking for somebody to come with him. He sees Snowblend, thinking he might have a willing helper, but Snowblend pulls up quickly. A little bit of a miscue there, or maybe a missed opportunity. Both riders still at the front, 11 to go. Captus watching them closely. Next time around, we're going to be seeing 10 to go, getting into that final turn on this race, it feels like, as we've gotten past that halfway point. We're kind of on the downhill towards that finish. Podiums to occur after the final race here for everybody. There'll be 3 podiums, so there'll be a lot to go through. Please stick around for your regional championship jerseys, all of the cash that goes out to the winners, of course, and just that celebration on the podium. Please hang out for that. All podiums, 3 of them per field after this last race is concluded. Mike Jors pulls out of the way for Campbell Harris, who now takes the pole. They might be single file, but this tempo right now, again, very moderate, very conservative. overall from the group for the last couple of laps. Captus, though, willing to try to re-accelerate things. He'll come around onto the home straight and pick things up again at 9 to go. Snoblin and Malikian right there with him. Ryder seeing 8 to go. It's a full lap pole for Snoblin, who really tries to keep the tempo riding now. And you can see not only is it single file, but there's some gaps in this group, as that was a pretty powerful pole there from Snoblin. That sort of ends up launching Malikian, who keeps finding himself on the front of this field kind of alone. Nobody wants to join on that attack, so Malikian either has to go for it or give up quickly. He'll keep on it. At this point, you might as well use the gap you formed to make somebody work hard to get you. First rider to respond out of the field is Captus. Malikian getting some love from the beverage garden, as they like seeing the attack here at 7 to go. Captus is just doing enough to kind of keep that gap within check. Here comes Colbert to also do a dig himself. In fact, really starting to accelerate nicely. He brings Fowler with him, so a bit of a scramble at the front. This is starting to show a little bit more energy, a little bit more excitement on the front end of this field. Can Malikian stay away much longer? Fowler trying to get up there quickly. Sort of serving as that motivation needed to get a couple riders up towards the front here. Malikian sees he's got someone on the wheel at 6 to go. Knows he needs to save for the finish. The beverage garden unpleased by that move. A good catch, though, for Fowler as he brings the leader back into the fold. Everybody will sit at the blue line. A little gas from all the effort there to catch. Five to go. Pretty wide at the front here. We're coming into the closing laps. Now seeing 4 to go. Riders looking at each other, expecting maybe a few riders thinking this is an opportunity, but no jumps yet. Campbell Harris, watching from the front, does decide to move up and leave the lane open. A couple riders thinking about the jump. I can see them eyeing that left side, thinking that that lane's open. Do I want to go earlier? Am I going to wait for this thing to go? Here comes the move from the back. You can hear some of the riders actually calling it out as Kit Colbert, Liquid Velo, tries to get a good jump out of turn 2. He hits turn 3 in the lead. The rest of the field now starting to respond as Justin Captus does a great job getting back up onto the wheel quickly. This dissuades Colbert from trying to put in any more effort. He'll come up above the blue line and set back into the group. The field's sort of just working like guard dogs here. You try to go out, they bark at you and bring you back in. Shepherding this field together. I think now we're going to see this sort of tempo until the real attack comes. So we're going to probably have a slow lap here and a half or so. They're going to be getting 2 to go as they come onto the home straight. Next time around is the bell. This is the setup for the finish. Our final race here tonight. Who wants this one? Snoblin has just enough a window to try to sweep his way down into the sprinter's lane and lead this thing out. There is no way I think this field's going to let him get away at this stage of this race, with Jors right there on his wheel. Jamie Park lined up as well as Wyatt Paul. This is the finishing lineup, getting set to go. Snowblin's going to just keep driving the train anyways and force this group to try to come around him. Here they come into the bell lap, folks. It is 1 to go. Your last lap of the race, the last race of the night. Jors tried to jump before it gets closed down around him. Nice response by Mike Jors, getting out from behind Snoblin before everybody else comes around him. He's got a long sprint ahead of him, though, as he's got Park on his wheel. Here comes Wyatt Paul. Will Fowler also there. It's going to be a big one up and out of the saddle. Jors still leading things. Can they come around? Mike, he's still looking so powerful from the sprinter's lane. Wyatt Paul trying to make the run at it onto the home straight. The sprint at the blue line might be able to catch Mike Jors still in the sprinter's lane. Wyatt Paul on the outside will get the jump. Plenty of acceleration down the home straight. Wyatt Paul making it look pretty easy there at the end as he comes out clearing away. Jors from the front had a great jump and great power around the turn. It may have just been too long of a sprint for our rider in blue. The recovery in that attack from Wyatt Paul and the second effort enough for him to grab the victory here tonight. An impressive race for him and for the field. Good racing overall, and what a great evening of racing that was. Thank you again for everybody who stuck around to the end of the show. You are the true fans. Or you're stuck here with the racer, either way. We appreciate you all for being a part of the Friday night show. If you liked what you saw, hopefully we can see you again for more racing action. We're going to be doing a few more weeks of Friday nights. We've got next week, the Fred's Race Weekend. There will be a Friday night racing session at 7 o'clock right here, same place, same time, as long as the weather continues to cooperate. If you're out in the YouTube and still here, you must like what you see. Once again, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. What you doing out there? Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know you like what you see. Help us spread the word and let more people know we got a great thing going on here in Redmond, Washington. Thank you to the Breakfast Racing team for making their presence here today. Love to have a partnership with them. Thank you as well to Redmond Pride for their partnership and their event coming up on September 2nd. All of our sponsors, our volunteers, our officials, and of course our athletes for putting on a beautiful show here today for us. You know you gotta love it. Fans of the Velodrome, thank you once again for tuning in. We cannot wait to host you for more racing action right here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.